Hello and welcome. Kerry and
Jen,
here from
Healing Humanity.
HomesteadHow. Jen's trying to press a button over there. Today's video, live stream. We're going to talk about how to Carnivore Diet 101, all of that good stuff. We have a lot of new people coming on board, want to learn about carnivore. I get so many comments, people asking basic carnivore questions, how to get started, what do I do, where do I get started? So that's what we wanted to cover in today's video. What qualifies us to talk about carnivore, Jen?
Well, Kerry's been doing carnivore for over 600 days. I've been doing it for over 250 or so days. Something like that. I don't know. I lost track. Once you get over a certain hump, you kind of lose track of what you're at. But definitely feeling much better. The clarity, the energy, everything is so much better. So I don't care how many days, because am I going to count for the rest of my life how many days I've been doing carnivore?
I am.
Well, I'm not. So I think that's where we get the permission, I guess, to talk about carnivore. So
anyone in the chat, if you have a question, please post it with a QQQ. And please maybe leave your best advice that you would give someone who's starting carnivore today. Because like I said, we're getting thousands of comments on the YouTube channel, which is an amazing blessing. But so many of the comments are questions about how to get started on carnivore basics, Carnivore 101. So we want to cover that in today's video. We had an excellent weekend, didn't we, Jen?
I wish it never ended.
Should we talk about that quick while people are still jumping on here?
We should, because it was absolutely, absolutely amazing. I made some new friends, but they have always been my family. I'm going to start crying. I better stop.
What are you crying, Jen? Oh, Jen's already crying. We're 2 minutes into the live stream, and Jen's already crying.
So we got to meet Martha. Well, I got to meet Martha, Dante, Peter, Dwight, and his wife Val. That's why I'm crying. That was Jeff's That is Jeff's family. That is our new family. That's why I'm crying. They were so absolutely amazing. I felt like we were best friends forever. I mean, I walked out the door and she gave me the most welcoming hug, and we were just crying like we were old friends, and they got to spend the last couple of days with us, and that's why I'm crying. And I don't cry, so it takes a lot, but I love them. They're so sweet. We're actually making plans for going up there. I've never been to Canada. I just got my passport finally. Emma got her passport, so we're all gonna go up there and spend some time up there. We're trying to do a meetup. More to come on that if we do, but I'm so super excited. They are totally my family. I made some new boys. We were kind of kidding, like she has 2 boys, I have 4 girls. We'll switch. Carrie will get Carrie and I will get boys for the summer, and then the girls will go up to Canada and she'll get some girls for the summer. So definitely a beautiful, beautiful family. Very welcoming.
Next level. Greatest people ever, total family, absolutely love them.
Well, Dwight and Val too. They were amazing, just welcoming just as well.
Dwight's become a really good friend. Val is awesome. It was just cool hanging out with a bunch of carnivores as well, but I think we had a really good time. I had a really good time. You had a really good time.
It was amazing.
And
I think today Kerry broke out of his how do you say that? Not carnivore journey, but maybe the carnivore documentary. I think he broke out of his shell finally today. It was so nice to see. So we have an Argo. It's like a land water kind of machine.
4-wheeler,
6-wheeler. Yeah, so he was letting the boys play with that, and I think he totally came out of his shell. I think the boys were having a lot of fun. So
we had some good carnivore fun, and nobody got injured. That was what I was happy.
Oh my God.
We ate a bunch of steak. We had a bunch of good carnivore conversations. We played a carnivore poker game. We took them on a really cool thing in Wisconsin Dells, the Lost Canyon, a little horse tour that goes through the canyon.
Horse drawn. It was beautiful.
So we absolutely love those guys and can't wait. We're planning it. We got to pick a date, but we're gonna do a big meetup at Niagara Falls on the Canada side. We're going to do a big meetup there. So looking forward to that. So those were a few updates as Jen's bawling here right now. We're going to jump right in.
It's a good cry. You know, I don't cry. So it's good that.
Does that make you cry, Jen, that picture?
Yeah, because I'm old.
That's Jen and me at age 14. We're coming up on 30 years together next month in 40 days from today.
Oh yeah.
I'm counting the days down.
Wow.
I'm literally counting the days down.
That's different.
We had triplets plus one. I don't know. I'm showing these pictures. I just had them in here, but yeah. So today we're going to talk about Carnivore 101, carnivore mistakes. Someone just asked, when can I ask the questions? Go nuts.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Ask.
Put the QQQ in.
Yes.
Usually we keep going back and forth and we'll go to them, but it looks like we're 5 minutes in. We got a bunch of people jumping on now, so we'll jump right into the video.
Hello, everybody. Whoever's just came on. Hello.
Yeah, so I'm going to man the questions.
Are you?
And we're going to get started right here. So we're prepared. We're going to alternate Jen and myself. I'm going to go first just because this was the first one.
Because it says Kerry.
My first and number one tip, how to Carnivore Diet 101. Do your research. If you're going to start Carnivore Diet, I get so many people leaving me comments. They're like, oh, I'm just going to eat some meat. And you're going to screw up. If you just eat meat, you're going to screw up. There's more to it than just eating meat. There's considerations in terms of the fat to protein ratio. There's considerations in terms of electrolytes. There's considerations in terms of adapting your gut biome, microbiome. There's all sorts of considerations. So do your research. There's so much free research out there. You are nervous to start carnivore. There's a video on the topic. If you're scared of starting carnivore because you're going to clog your arteries, type in carnivore clogged arteries. If you're nervous about starting carnivore because of fiber, type in carnivore fiber. Nutrition deficiencies, type that in. Do the research. Don't just start or you're going to set yourself up for failure. Jen, you've got tip number 2 right here.
Can I make a suggestion too?
Yeah, go
like
for it.
When I see the questions on the side, we should answer those right away rather than get really far behind. How's that?
Well, I don't know if I like that, Jen. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Let me see. We'll go with this one. Brian, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Brian. When you got off your meds for anxiety, depression, specifically SSRIs, if any, did you taper or cold turkey? And did you have any withdrawal symptoms?
Good question.
This is an excellent and very important question. I tapered, and I did so with the help of the prescribing doctor. And I know that a lot of people don't like that because if you're like me, I don't like any of the doctors that did this, that kept prescribing me these things and never talked about the root cause. However, it is incredibly dangerous to get off of antidepressant anxiety medications. Very, very dangerous. You have to do it properly, and you have to taper off of those. I've talked about this before on the channel. I'll say it again real quick. I believe, this is me as an individual, I believe a lot of these horrible, violent, mass school shootings, a lot of them, there's been studies on this. A guy was going to do a documentary on this. A lot of those are people that are messing with those medications and they're taking too much. They're quitting cold turkey. They're not doing it properly. They can really mess you up. You have to taper off of those with your prescribing doctor. So make sure to do that. And if you do it slowly over time, you shouldn't have withdrawal symptoms. I did it properly. I did not have withdrawal symptoms. It's different depending on the different types of medications. There's some really rough ones out there, so you may have some of those, but I didn't have any. Thank you for that question, Brian. All right, Jen, you go number 2.
That one quick? Lisa Nichols. Shout out. Thank you. She got tallow from the girls that she ordered and says she loved it. Thank you so much. I will let them know.
Laura's on 30 years with her husband as well.
Wow,
I'm a 19. That's awesome.
I'm going to shout out the girls really quick because somebody did mention them. And Emma the Carnivore, Katie Outdoor Katie. They do. I'm struggling. I just forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know, but we're going to fall behind.
Yeah, we are.
They do skincare products.
Yes,
it's compassionate. Carnivore.store if people want to learn more.
Go check it out if you want to learn more. Thank you.
All right, Jen, number 2.
All right.
I want to help people out with the Carnivore Diet 101 here. Jen's got number 2.
Define your why. Have a strong why keeps you motivated. Write down in a journal along with your starting measurements, goals, and expectations. Knowing your purpose makes you stay on track easier. Yes, definitely for me. For me, my why was my family. I want to be here for my family when my kids grow up, when my kids have kids. I don't want to be in a wheelchair where Carrie has to push me around when we should be like, on our old age and retired and away from our kids and stuff. I want to be able to be here for my kids. I would really suggest measurements. I started with measurements and I definitely went down. I lost a lot more inches than I did with weight so far, and I'm very happy with that.
Had you only done the scale, you would be disappointed.
Yes.
but you didn't only do the scale,
Right.
you did measurements.
Measurements, and as much as you hate it, take pictures. I mean, I know we all have pictures of ourselves when we're on our heavy side, but you want your full body. You want the full picture to, you know, for yourself, for motivation. So once you get to that,
Papa Carnivore's here. Sorry for the interruption. I thought it was funny.
hey,
Peter, Papa Carnivore. Love Papa Carnivore. Sorry for the interruption. The measurements you were saying.
Yeah, the measurements. It's very important taking pictures of yourself. It's the motivation that you're going to have that you don't slip up. If you remember what you looked like previously and you hated it, it just gives you motivation. A journal. I just started a new regimen. I don't know if I can talk about it.
You can talk about anything you want. But on the measurements real quick, I just want to say this. You can go on Amazon. They got the coolest little thing to measure you. It's like a couple bucks. It's so easy. Do the measurements.
Yes.
You would have made it. You might not be here right now.
Yeah.
You might have quit carnivore because you just relied on the scale, because you gain muscle and you lose fat. Your bone density, your body composition changes.
Everything
and
changes.
Sometimes you look at the scale, it's like nothing's happening, but you're actually healing and having success.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
I think so.
You said you talked about having a why. So number 1 was do your research before you start carnivore. Number 2 from Jen was define your why. Nutrition with Judy, I love her. She says you need to have a why that makes you cry. You have to be passionate. You have to have a reason. And I would add, you have to write down your why. So Jen talked about that. Get a journal and write it down. Don't just say, oh, I know my why. I don't have to. You have to have an actual pen and a piece of paper, and you write it down, and you're intentional. And there's something powerful to writing down your why. That's the first page of your journal. After that, you should write down all of your measurements, your weight, your goals. Specifically, what is your goal? And then after that, you're going to write down everything you eat, which is going to be simple because you're a carnivore and you're not eating 26 times a day like you were when you were on the standard American diet. You might only eat 2-3 times a day. You write that down. You write down how you feel. You write everything down. But your why has to be important. And you have a why now, but you should also have a why later. Like if you're just starting, you think about your why now, but I've reached most of my goals and I think about my why later. My why later is growing old with Jen. Aw. Isn't that nice? We want to grow old together. We've been together for 30 freaking years already. Like, let's keep going. That's a long-term why. My other long-term why is cancer. 1 out of 2 people, you or me, is going to be diagnosed with cancer.
Hopefully me.
Probably not us because we're carnivores. People that are getting cancer are getting it from having chronic systemic inflammation from the foods they're eating that they shouldn't be eating over and over again. So could I get cancer? Sure. Will I get cancer? Maybe. I don't really care. And the odds of it are way, way down. So that's my long-term why. Avoiding cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's, chronic systemic inflammation that leads to all of these illnesses is my long-term why. So think about your immediate why, write it down, like Jen said, and then think about your long-term why. Okay, there's a lot of chat. You guys are awesome. So we're going to keep jumping back and forth like Jen suggested right here. We're going to go turbo round. How do you guys stay so consistent? What keeps you going? I keep going back and forth. What keeps me consistent? Do you want to answer this?
You can go first.
I'm going to go first. What keeps me consistent is I was desperate and begging God for any sort of answer because I was suicidally depressed with anxiety and 100 pounds heavier than I was. God gave me an answer, carnivore. I'm not going to go eat a Twinkie or go back on it. Sorry if that's a little harsh. That's just me. I know everybody's different. The other reason I'm so consistent is because I don't cheat. I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone. I cheated a million times on keto. A lot of people do carnivore 95%, and none of those people doing carnivore 95% are consistent. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
True.
They're
Me
not.
too.
They
Yes.
keep the diet soda, they keep the berries, and they're not consistent, and those cravings perpetuate. I have admitted that I am addicted to sugar and carbohydrates. All carbohydrates and starches break down as glucose in the bloodstream. I am abstaining from that like an alcoholic or a cocaine addict. I'm not going to try to moderate or do it a little bit. And the people that do carnivore, 95% are the ones that have trouble staying consistent because those sugar cravings keep coming back. The other thing that helps me is the whys that we just mentioned. And the last thing I'll say is eating a lot of fat. Sometimes you get cravings every now and then. The holidays come around, you smell some apple pie or something, and you get some intense cravings. Eat some bacon, eat some fat, those will go away. You got any other thing on there? Sorry, I'm fired up right now.
That was pretty much it. Yeah. I mean,
nailed it?
It's yeah. I mean,
All right, we got to turbo through.
You do it for you.
How much weight have you guys lost? I am down over 100 pounds since my heaviest. And At my most, I was down 108 pounds from my heaviest. Right now, I'm probably down 95 pounds from my heaviest because no, don't do that. I've been hitting the gym with the girls. And I've been putting on a little bit of muscle. So you want to talk about that, or is that something you don't want to talk about? You never asked the lady?
I've been fluctuating between 30 and 40. I have to say, I set little goals for myself, little goals. And when I hit it, I get ecstatic. I was just jumping up and down the other day because I did actually weigh myself and I was down lower than I've been in a really, really long time. So I'm between 30 and 40 pounds down, but I've lost about 4 or 5 inches already, plus more. So I went from, I'm not saying my size of pants, I went from a huge size of pants down to a more normal size. So more for me is the inches and how I'm feeling than it is the weight. I have a long way to go for weight. So just for me, about 30 to 40.
Lauren, do I have to do carnivore and buy into these supplements and electrolytes? No, you don't. You don't have to do anything, but if you do carnivore, I did electrolytes the first 2 or 3 weeks as I was adapting. I'm on day 600 plus right now. I haven't done any electrolytes. I don't do any electrolytes. Like, I have them there as an option. I'm not adverse to it. Yes. If I'm going to do a bunch of exercise, I might do a little bit.
But he eats a lot of salt, a lot.
Yeah.
So that kind of covers for it.
When is the Q&A? Q&A is right now. Q&A is ongoing. Just put a QQQ and we will tag it and then we'll get to your question. Hi from France. Why do I still get carb cravings even after months on carnivore? When does it stop? Are you 100% carnivore? That would be my big question. I'm not judging you, but a lot of people that still have cravings, they're still having. And when I say this, you can have a Diet Coke. It's got 0 carb. Keto world, fine. There's 0 carbs in there. There's artificial sweeteners in there that will perpetuate those cravings. I don't consider Diet Coke carnivore. I don't consider artificial sweeteners carnivore. So if you're having those things, that may be the issue. If you're not having those things and you're still having it, you might just not be eating a lot. The only time most people on carnivore get cravings is when they're not getting enough fat. It's happened to me every now and then. I'm like, didn't eat enough fat. And when I eat enough fat for a couple days in a row, I have no cravings. Let's see. Bradley Garrett. Jen, you can take this one. What is wrong with keto compared to carnivore?
Personally, for me, I did keto on and off. I lost a significant amount of weight on keto. And it just took me one thing to get off the rails, so to speak, and gain it all back plus more. So the thing with keto is a lot of people can stick with it, but it's not helping your insides. Like Dwight was actually very smart. He said, you could be the skinniest person in the world, doesn't mean the inside of your body is healthy. So, I mean, you have to watch for that. So, I mean, keto is great. I mean, if you're going to start, that's great. One of our daughters, Katie, she does keto carnivore, ketovore, and she's been doing really great at it. It's a great way to step into the carnivore. But I think getting all the toxins and everything out from the vegetables and all that they tell you is really good for you. I think that's a reason why carnivore is so much better. Hey, Bill.
Bill Knott's here. I just knocked the microphone over.
Are you getting too excited now?
Yeah. Bill. Shout out Bill Knott. If you guys aren't watching Bill Knott's channel, what's wrong with you? In fact, you should turn this off right now, our live stream, and go watch Bill's video.
Yep. They're way more interesting. Yeah. Way more addictive.
Talk about inspiring.
Way more inspiring. Exactly.
Bill just did another video. He's got I don't think you watched it yet, Jen. He's got a treadmill. He's got a treadmill.
I heard. I was cooking or doing something. I heard you. Way to go, Bill. You are just killing it, buddy. I'm going to be up there way before June coming to see you.
Bill Knott on YouTube. Check it out. What is wrong with keto compared to carnivore? You just answered that one?
Yeah.
I would just say, too, the problem that I had with keto is I realized I was addicted to carbohydrates. And like I said earlier, that's not just sugar and candy. That's also vegetables and starch. Those all break down as glucose. And when I did keto, I was trying to moderate my addiction. Oh, I can have 4 berries today. And I'd eat 4 berries and then I'd be starving again because I'm addicted. Just like an addict is addicted to alcohol their entire lives. I'm not going to quit alcohol and then have a little bit of beer on the weekends. That was my problem with keto. The keto snacks and treats also got me for a while.
Yeah, those are good.
But carnivore, I'm fully abstaining. And keto was the best thing that ever happened to me before carnivore. But keto always felt forced to me. Carnivore feels completely natural to me. I just eat meat and I'm full and I feel incredible. Keto was pretty darn close. but I'd always felt forced, like, oh, I can have 4 raspberries and I can have a little bit of almonds and I can have one pistachio, and I'm sitting here trying to negotiate with myself. I don't negotiate with myself on carnivore. I eat as much fatty meat as I want. Jen, now that it's been a while, what do you eat in a typical day and approximately how much?
I really don't eat that much. Like, I don't really typically eat breakfast, but today we ate breakfast because we were saying goodbye to the family. So we had, well, Carrie and I made we made pretty much a power bowl, but it was all separate. We made eggs, beef, and bacon.
Ground beef, bacon, and some sausage.
So I had a little bit of eggs this morning. I typically don't eat breakfast in the morning. I don't eat until, like, I don't know, between 3 and 4. My thing still is I still have a meat aversion. 200 some days later, I still do. I have beef patties. That's my go-to. I might have, I don't know, 2 to 4 beef patties, and then I'll have eggs. So that's pretty much it. I just eat when I'm hungry. You know, I'm not like on the standard American diet. Oh, you got to wake up. You have to have breakfast. You have to have breakfast. It's the most important thing. I just eat when I'm hungry. So today it's 4:30 here. The only thing I had today was maybe 2 scrambled eggs. I really didn't have anything. So I just eat until I'm full. But my thing is eggs, butter, and beef.
And yeah, beef. Ground beef, burger patties. She's the burger patty queen. So many burger patties. I got to mention real quick, I got to do 2 shout outs. One, we have a new membership site. It's called healinghumanity.life. And right now you can get 50% off if you're interested in joining. I'm not trying to upsell people. I just want to put this out there as an option for people that really need the community, because if you're starting carnivore, you're living in a world where you're the weirdo, you're the odd one out, and it's very hard. So our membership site, we're doing 3 Zoom calls every week, and they're awesome. Like, I'm just going to say it. We have a Q&A. We have experts. We have doctors in. We have Dr. Lisa Wiedemann in. We're going to have Dr. Tony Hampton, Dr. Kiltz come in. Every week, we got expert call. We do Inspire together. Last Thursday, we had Dante Ferrigno on as a Healing Humanity hero. The week before, we had Dave Mack on, who's interviewed 800 carnivores. And then we're doing 3 calls every week. We're doing a food addiction group. That's like the 12-step program, but for food addiction. And I am loving it. It's incredible. We also have all of these amazing courses. And I'll just say, I created one course, and it's called Carnivore Foundations. So it covers some of the things we're talking about today, but much more in depth. And if you become a member on the site, you get full access to that course. You get full access to our Wounded Warriors course, our Liver Detox course. There's all sorts of courses in there you can do at your own pace. So if anyone's interested in that, or you need more support, it's like $15 for a month right now if you use the promo code in the description below. And the proceeds from that go to support the amazing team, in particular, Lynn and Adam. And I shouldn't start naming names because there's so many people on the team that have been helping, but that put this membership site together. I think it's huge because, like I said, we're living in a world where we're the odd ones out. So if you want to learn more about that, there's a link in the description below. And I got to shout this out for my friend Lynn. Lynn and my friend Amy wrote this book. It is Superhuman Power Foods for Humanity. This is a comic and activity book for kids, and it is really well done. There's colored pictures. There's all sorts of activities. This is what I wish we would have given to our children.
Right.
All of us carnivores wish we could have got our children on carnivore, eating a proper human diet, at least educating on them. And this is what this is all about. Superhuman foods for humanity. The proceeds from this go to support these awesome carnivore authors, but also the proceeds go to support the documentary we're working on. So if anyone's interested in this, holidays coming up, Christmas coming up, there's a link in the description below. It's on Amazon, and I love this thing. It's really, really awesome. We need to get this next generation going for sure. So let's see, what's the next question? Oh, I love this question from Joseph Stevens. My question, my son has schizophrenic affective disorder at age 35 years of age. Would carnivore help him? Joseph Stevens, I'm not a doctor. I'm an individual. But I will tell you this. With every fiber in my body, I believe that carnivore would indeed help your son. Everybody's different. There's no guarantees in life. I can only tell you this. If my daughter had schizophrenic affective disorder, I would be doing everything in my power to get her on carnivore. Now, you have questions. You have concerns. This is your big question right here. That is awesome. Like I said in step number 1 of Carnivore 101 at the top of this video, do your research. Dr. Georgia Ede wrote a book. It's not sitting over there right now. It's at home. Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind. She talks about all of this and the mechanisms behind it. I really, really believe that this will help your son. And I know of particular individuals that I'm not going to name that are very close to me that have similar disorder that your son does. And this has helped them immensely. And there's other stories in Dr. Georgia Ede's book as well. Depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, all of those things, eating a proper human diet. So I wish you the absolute best on that. Half bubble off plum. Any suggestions when craving something crunchy?
Coach Lisa actually told me something for this. She said that you can you can even go to the butcher and ask them for the fatty pieces. You cut them up in little tiny pieces, and then you fry them up in like butter or beef tallow, and they're really, really crunchy. So you could do that. Yeah.
Bacon. That's it. That's the end of the story, right? We can move on.
Those chips that Dwight talked about. Carnivore chips?
Carnivore crisps.
Okay.
Homemade beef jerky.
There you go. Yep.
You want something crunchy, my friend. Bacon. Actually, I don't like my bacon that crunchy. Otherwise, pork rinds. You can do pork rinds, they're crunchy too. All right, we're going to go back. We got to keep on track. All right. The next tip, the title of the video, How to Carnivore Diet 101. We've got 25 tips we're giving you here, plus the questions from the audience. This one's mine. Jen did the last one. Yours was define your why. Here's your next one.
I get another.
Tip number 3, commit to a timeline. This is a huge one. Set a realistic commitment for why you're going to do carnivore. Carnivore 101, you're ready to get started. Set a timeline. I have so many people that tell me, oh, I go back and forth. I don't know. I can't stick to carnivore. No, you can do anything for 30 days. Now, you should really do it for probably 60 days, but I'm going to suggest do it for 30 days, commit for 30 days, write it down in a little calendar, 30 days, and check off the days. I'm on day 4. I'm on day 5. I'm on day 6. If you get to day 14, you're less likely going to fall off the wagon and go eat something junky because you're like, man, I'm halfway there. I'm starting to feel good. If you're intentional about it and you write it down. So commit to a timeline. That's why I always say how many days I am, because I have this app.
That's true.
And the app counts the days down, but I've also written it down. I use notes. So I got Apple here. Some people do Android. You got a little notes program in Apple or Android, and you can count them down. Here's my countdown timer. I am on day 608 of carnivore. Why do I know that? Because I wrote it down when I first started, and I was tracking to day 30. And I'd be on day 4, and I'd look on this thing and say, I'm on day 4. I'm on day 5. So commit to a timeline. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to do carnivore. And then you're like, yeah, maybe I'll do it. And then 3 days from now, maybe I'll eat some junk food. Maybe I'll go off a little bit. Maybe I'll start again. No maybes. Do it 100%. Commit to it for a specific set of days and just do it. I have done it for 600 days without cheating. You can do it for 30. You can do anything for 30 days. You can do it for 30. But if you just go into it, just him and hawing, maybe this, maybe that, you're going to fail. You got to commit to it.
That was me. I was going to do it for 30 days. And then 31st day, I was going to go back and eat the standard American diet. Nope. I'm 200 days plus, and I have not done that. It's once you're on it and you're doing it, you're going to want to commit to it. I mean, why would you want to quit? I mean, you see the perks of it, your brain fog and your energy and your all that. So please don't
Sherry Reed's got some great questions. Thank you, Sherry. Do y'all eat hot dogs and bologna? Our girls do. I don't. I don't have anything. I think I'm on board with Dr. Ken Berry. I believe hot dogs and bologna and lunch meat and salami and cheap cuts of meat you get from the grocery store, I believe are 1,000 times better than the standard American diet and the poison people are putting into them. Eat what you can afford. Right. So the only reason I don't eat that is because I'm pretty much doing Lion diet and I'm pretty much just on beef. I guess there's all beef hot dogs I could get, but our girls and family are doing it. And like I said, I think it's better than the standard American diet. If you can afford better, do better. But if you can't, hot dogs and bologna, I would be eating that all day, 1,000,000 times more than I'd be eating the standard American diet. Chris Stearns, my buddy, Chris Stearns, make your favorite meats your first 2 weeks on carnivore. And of course, poison, poison, poison. I've stole this from Chris Stearns. I'm going to give credit where due. I keep using this over and over again. When you see fast food or you see something that you're craving, you look at it and you say the word poison. poison, poison. You drive past your old drive-through that used to get your junk food, poison, poison. You see a cake, Christmas comes up, pie, poison, poison, poison. You retrain those neural networks in your brain. And yes, the first 2 weeks, I love this tip. I did the same thing. Spoil yourself your first 2 weeks on carnivore. Budget yourself out for 30 days, but have the good ribeye and your favorite cuts of meat the first week or two, because that's going to be the hard part, right? You gotta treat yourself a little bit those first couple of days. All right, Jen's got tip number 4.
Transition slowly. If you're coming from a standard diet, start with a ketogenic diet, 20 carbs or less for a couple of weeks. It'll help your gut bacteria adjust and make the transition smoother. Yes, we were just talking about this. If you're thinking about doing carnivore, I would definitely suggest doing keto first, or knowing what keto is. Not that you're dropping everything. I was a vegetarian pretty much my whole life. Every once in a while, I'd have turkey here or there, so that's why I can't call myself 100%. But I had it every... What are we doing?
Sorry, I was pointing at that number. There's almost 400 people on
Wow,
here, Jen.
Thanks, guys.
No pressure.
Didn't know we were that interesting. Well,
Jeez.
he is, but anyways.
Everyone's here to see you, if we're being honest. They're sick of me. Yeah? Sorry, go ahead. Sick of me interrupting you.
Yeah, because you got me. So like I said, I did keto for a long time. I lost a bunch of weight. I felt really great. Had one little mess up, and then it kind of went all downhill, and I just gained a bunch more. So it's great doing keto, but I don't think it's sustainable. I think carnivore is much better.
So transition slowly is the tip.
Yeah.
A lot of people pull a Band-Aid off. I didn't take this advice. I went straight carnivore, but I did keto on and off for years. But my recommendation is do a ketogenic diet, 20 carbs or less for a couple of weeks if you're going from the standard American diet to carnivore. If you go from the standard American diet to just jump into carnivore, you're going to suffer, and it may increase your odds of failure. Plus, your gut bacteria, gut biome take a while to adjust from sugar, carbs, starch to carnivore. So baby step.
I was going to say, yes, baby step, especially for me. I jumped in right away. I did not transition slowly. I'm like, you know what? Carrie's like, you going to try it? I'm like, yep, tomorrow I'm going to do it. And I did. And I failed miserably.
Speaking of failed miserably,
starved myself for a week. I couldn't smell it. I would run in the bathroom if I smelled the meat that he was making. It was awful. I had to transition slowly. Mine was vegetables and salads and seed oils and all that crap. So it was hard for me to transition. So please do it slowly.
Speaking of healing, you had an accident at the movie theater yesterday, Jen. What happened?
Nothing.
A horrible accident. I heard you were screaming at the top of your lungs like, ah!
You're kidding,
That's
right?
what I imagine.
Yeah, no, I was a big girl.
What happened?
So we have popcorn here, obviously. So it was just Emma and I. Normally we like to have 3 people here, but because that beautiful family that I talked about was here, Kerry went out with all of them. And then poor little Emma, she was left alone with me. So she did the theater with me. So it's just both of us. So I could not keep up with the popcorn. There was so many people ordering popcorn, so many people coming in, that I was doing the popcorn and I couldn't keep up. So I had to go in and get some of the popcorn out while it was still popping. And I don't know if y'all can see it, but it really hurts. It was right, like, I don't even want to touch it. It was right there. This little tiny, but how many degrees is that kernel at? It flung right at me, and it got stuck in between my shirt and my neck, and I'm sitting here scooping, and I'm like, what the heck is that hurting so bad? And I just let it out, and I was a big girl. I just kept calm. That's not me. So if I wasn't carnivore, swearing like crazy, I mean, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I would be going like a bat out of hell, swearing and screaming.
It's just hilarious.
I was kind of like, yeah, you can kind of see it. You can't see it that much, but this whole thing, I can't even touch it.
All that from a single kernel.
It was
of popcorn.
one little kernel.
Almost took out a carnivore. one little kernel of popcorn.
But I didn't swear. I just went like this, and I went on my business. Somebody said, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm perfect."
It's hilarious though, because we're professionals at the movie theater 2 years later, and that's part of the popcorn job, is like dodging shrapnel. Like,
it is. It went right here too, like right by
one
my
little kernel almost killed the carnivore, took you out.
I mean, I got a burn on my arm here. You guys,
you texted me and you're like, I've got 3rd-degree burns all over myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what happened?
Yeah.
You spill oil on yourself? Nope. One little kernel almost took her out.
Hey, try it once, guys. You want to come to the theater and try it? Because it sure as heck hurts.
All right, tip number 5, how to carnivore diet 101. We've given you 4 tips so far. I'm going to recap really quick. Number 1, do your research. Number 2, define your why. Number 3, commit to a timeline. Number 4, transition slowly from a ketogenic diet to a carnivore diet before starting. Tip number 5, prioritize fat. Dr. Kilt says it should be called
Fativore.
It should be called fativore, not carnivore. A lot of people start carnivore and they say, I'm eating meat. I'm a carnivore. And they're just eating low-fat chicken breast and fish, and they're going to die. You have to get fat. It's all about fat. People aren't getting enough fat. You will literally die. It's called rabbit starvation. Okay. You just eat rabbit and low-fat meat for weeks and weeks and weeks. You will end up dying. You got to eat fat. A lot of people starting carnivore make that big mistake, and they don't get enough fat. Prioritize fat. It should be called fativore. A fatty ribeye
Go to
is
somebody's
the best.
next question. Somebody said, what is the best fat?
We're
down. Yep.
The best fat, in my opinion, is animal fat. Animal fat. Ribeye. Ribeye has the best proportion of fat to protein. It's the perfect proportion. It's a perfect little package of all the nutrition you need to absolutely thrive, and you need nothing more. You don't need any supplementation. Dr. Chafee told me this 2 years ago now, almost 2 years ago now, and I'm like, that's crazy. It's perfect. It's like the perfect food. So animal fat is the best fat, not this fake garbage oil stuff that you pour over it, just animal fat. Beef tallow is incredible. Butter's great. Animal fat. All right, so that was tip number 5. Jen, you got well, let's take some more. Take some more of these.
Somebody
questions.
asked about the pets. Let's do that one.
Where are we at here?
Down a little bit more. Right there. Down more. Well, you really scrolled right there.
Question: how are your carnivore pets doing, Jen?
They are doing absolutely amazing. They are thriving. So my Baxter boy, you guys who are regulars have seen him before. He is absolutely thriving. He will be 11. I'm going to start crying because my baby's 11. But before he was limping and he couldn't get around. And now he's running after the golf cart. He's going crazy. He's chasing the goats. He's doing everything. And now he is absolutely thriving. Funny backstory, really quick. I took him to the vet to get his shots. His rabies shots and all that stuff that's required. The vet said, he looks amazing. What are you feeding him? What did I say? I said, he's on an all meat diet. She looks at me and her jaw drops. She's like, oh, you can't do that. You have to give him pumpkin. You have to give him oatmeal. You have to give him honey. I'm like, you just told me my dog's doing great. His blood work came back amazing. And you're telling me to switch it now? For what reason? So that got me really irritated. So they are thriving. Our little baby cat, little baby Daisy, he's doing absolutely amazing. He's getting huge and he's just the sweetest little guy.
He's a maniac. And he's an absolute beast.
Sweet Pea, if you guys watch Emma's channel, Emma the Carnivore, she just did a video on this specific thing on how her cat is doing. She couldn't walk. She couldn't do anything. She was on the regular standard American cat diet and not doing well. She couldn't see. She was hitting into things. Now she's got green in her eyes. So if you want to learn more about that, go to Emma the Carnivore on YouTube. She just did a video just on that.
Great questions. 424 people on here. Wow.
Seriously, guys.
LCKM question: I have lost 30 pounds and I am lighter at 71. First of all, congratulations. At 71 years young, losing 30 pounds. That's incredible. I'm lighter at 71 than when I was 20. So why do I feel as if at any minute it's all going to come back on again? It's like I feel like I'm on a tightrope. Why do you feel that way? I don't know. This is almost a more psychological question, I think. It's interesting. A lot of carnivores I interview have sort of they fix their body and then they got to fix their mind. We make these neural pathways in our brain, and a lot of us are negative. Bill Knott, for example, love Bill Knott. A lot of carnivores I've talked to, they have this just, I'm not good enough. Like, yeah, it's great. I've lost 270 pounds, but it's not good enough. Like, are you kidding me? You're down 270 pounds. That's incredible. You're down 30 pounds at age 71. That's incredible. So part of it might just be mindset, but I think it involves more conversation to get to the bottom of it. Like, why do you feel like you're on a tightrope? Have you cheated and gained a bunch back, or are you strict carnivore? Like, if you are eating a proper natural human diet that humans are intended to do, you're not going to gain all the weight back. It's impossible. If you cheat, then you could gain all the weight back. because you're probably, if you're like me, you're addicted and you don't want to moderate that addiction. So if you stick to what you're doing and eat proper human foods and do what is natural for humans, which is all we're doing as carnivores, we're doing the most natural things for humans. Given the 60,000 options in the grocery store, eating meat is the most natural. If you stick to that, it's impossible. It's impossible for all of that weight to come back on again. It's absolutely impossible. If you're messing around with it, then you might have to worry. Then just don't do that. Part of the other thing I would encourage you is there's some good groups out there. There's some things you can do to repair your brain, so to speak. And I don't mean to make that sound negative. I'm doing it myself. I've got my mantra: thankful, grateful, blessed. But it's something I'm actively working on. I had a depression, anxiety all of my life, negativity all of my life. And now I am more grateful. I'm more thankful, but it's something you have to work on. And over time, you start to work on it. Maybe you'll be more positive and less, not that this isn't positive, but less prone to worry or be anxious about maybe all of the weight coming back on, sort of thing. I don't know. You got any thoughts on that?
No, that was exactly it. Yeah, you need to be proud of yourself to where you came. 30 pounds, that's a lot. That's amazing. So you need to be proud of that and just remember that you lost that much. You don't want to go back to that. So,
and think about more beyond than just the weight. 30 pounds is great. It's incredible, but think about all of the other, your body isn't chronically inflamed at age 71 right now. That's huge. That's huge for you. You probably had brain fog that went away. You probably had arthritis, aches and pains that went away. All of those other things will continue to get better if you continue to remain a proper human, eating proper human foods. Rachel, how's it going, Rachel? How do you all eat pork belly? Emma and I did it once. We smoked it on the smoker, and it was incredible. And you didn't have all of the weird ingredients. Sometimes you got to be a food detective with your bacon. And so we smoked it on the smoker, and then we liked it a little crispier, so we put a little bit in the air fryer at the end and added a little red mint salt. That's how we did it. Have either of you tried Chris's mashed potatoes 2.0? I have not.
I don't even know what that is.
When do you think the documentary is going to come out? Middle of next year-ish. We've got a couple more individuals. The documentary, Healing Humanity, if you want to learn more, please go to donate.healinghumanity.movie. If you want to share your story, you can submit your story there because we're doing a documentary and we're doing a series. It's taking longer than people would like. We filmed 34 individuals. I'm heading to Australia in like 2 days to film more people. But several of the individuals were filming for 1 year, so that adds a year on to everything. So one of the individuals in particular, we still have to film her 1 year later, and that's coming up in a couple months here. So we're wrapping things up here in the beginning of 2025, and then we're going to start editing. So it's all coming together. It's going to be worth the wait. I'll tell you that much for sure. Shout out to Kerry. 67 million birds, not counting any other animals, die yearly due to pesticides.
Right.
Huge, huge. And they don't just die. I'm sorry.
They suffer.
They suffer a horrible poisoning. It's a horrible, painful, agonizing death. I will fight with anyone that wants to fight about this. The way that I do carnivore, compassionate carnivore, eating a grass-fed, grass-finished cow gives me hundreds of meals. Doing that is the most compassionate diet you can have. You're going to be vegan, you're going to be vegetarian. Millions and millions of birds are going to die, plus squirrels and deer and fox. And
I was just going to say, Emma brought it up to me before, and it was really sad because I never really thought about it. When they do corn, think about that machine that goes around. There could be a deer in there. There could be, a squirrel or something in that. They're just going to grind it up. I mean, if you honestly think about where your corn comes from or any of your other vegetables that they have to take this heavy machinery out for, they don't see them in
carnage. They get through the field. It's carnage. There's all sorts of animals that die from that. But it gets a complete pass, and we're horrible because we eat one cow and get a year's worth of food off of one cow.
Yes. I did it. I have to admit, that was me. I did it.
So I want to show you guys this real quick. This is about 40 seconds.
Which one?
This is a little, I'm really proud of Adam and Lynn and the whole team that have worked on our site. We're going to be officially announcing this on November 30th.
Good day. That's Baxter's birthday.
I want to show you. It's my mom's birthday too.
Quick interruption. Did you know we have an incredible membership site for you called healinghumanity.life, We have a special offer going on right now. Learn more at the link in the description. We have courses. We have expert Q&As with the good doctors. We even have a Healing Humanity Heroes Zoom call once a week, highlighting real heroes that will inspire you on a path to healing. The community is wonderful. We're going to be implementing a buddy system so you can be held accountable, recipes, all sorts of great stuff to help you on a path to healing. Learn more at the link in the description below.
Beep. All right, I just wanted to share that because I got to shout out we have volunteers that are working on all of this so that we can continue. Any proceeds that we get from the membership site, they go to support the amazing team that's doing it and the documentary going forward. But shout out to Adam and Lynn. Lynn was in that little picture. Did you see that?
I saw, yes.
She is incredible.
Did you see that?
She is
That was
killing.
amazing.
Midlife Carnivore. Go check out Midlife Carnivore, who is also the one that wrote this book with Amy.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Jen, do you, Jen, or Kerry drink coffee? And if yes, with or without cream or milk? I do not drink coffee. I just never did. I was addicted to diet soda. Jen?
So was I. My soda was Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper. I loved it. So it was very hard for me to transfer, go from soda to nothing. I never drank coffee. I love the smell of it. I never drank coffee, but I do actually drink coffee. You get some carnivores that say you shouldn't. You'll get some that say they don't like it. It's whatever you prefer. I think it's okay to drink coffee. If I do drink coffee, I do put people say to put butter in it. I still never tried that yet. If I do, I put the heavy whipping cream in it. So it is dairy, but I've been going more into the bubbly water. What is that called? The
Topo Chico.
Well, that and the other one that I have, it's a green bottle. I really like it.
Yeah, it's just carbonated water.
Yeah, yeah. So I totally transitioned from that. I'm not drinking as much coffee as I was before. So I guess it's all up to you what you want to do.
Look, we got a comment. Totally approved.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I can go on for an hour talking about Lisa. She is the biggest sweetheart. She's the biggest coach. She is the biggest inspiration. Looking at Carrie, he's my inspiration, but she definitely is an inspiration. You need to check her out. Go subscribe. Go check out her stuff. I'm actually on her program. That's what I was talking about before, is her program that I started. Unfortunately, I didn't get to start it yet. I've been reading all of her stuff. I printed out probably a book full of great information. So go check her out. So thank you. I love you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Carnivore Coach Lisa is incredible. She's been on the channel twice, and she put together one of the most amazing courses, 2 courses that we have in the membership site. So, all right, we got to go back. Ready? So, real quick recap. Tip number 1, Carnivore 101, do your research. Tip number 2, define your why, write it down, get a log, get a journal. Number 3, commit to a timeline. Number 4, transition slowly. If you're going from the standard American diet, if you go straight into carnivore, you're going to have some issues. Do keto for a little while first. Number 5, prioritize fat. It should be called fativore. Number 6, this is your number 6 tip, Jen.
Number 6 is me. Plan ahead. Plan your meals, especially for the first week. Knowing what you'll eat removes guesswork and helps you avoid temptation. That is also another thing that Coach Lisa was telling me, is always plan your meals. She actually does a meal plan for us. So I'm very excited to start doing that. But it is definitely very important, especially if you don't have time. Like if you're on the go and you don't have time to do anything, it is very important to have a meal prep of what you want to have. Like if you get hungry during the day and you don't want to make a big meal, well, you could have some hard-boiled eggs or some beef on the side or some bacon. So it's very important to plan ahead. They have so many great containers that you can put food into to store it. So definitely plan ahead. That is a huge, huge thing.
A lot of people fall off because of lack of planning on carnivore. Oh, I just didn't have anything to eat. I didn't have anything to do. But also planning ahead. If you're just starting carnivore, like we were saying before, commit to 30 days and then you can plan it out. Like this first week, on day 1, I'm going to eat this. On day 2, I'm going to eat this, and treat yourself a little bit more the first couple of days. All right. So tip 7 we have is handle cravings smartly. Cravings can hit you hard during the first week because you're addicted to sugar and you're overcoming that addiction. So you got to have some quick options to grab. So for me, bacon. Anytime I had any craving when I first started carnivore, bacon. The other thing that really helps is getting enough fat. So you're eating just a little bit of chicken, then maybe you have cravings a couple hours later because you didn't get enough fat. So having more fat is a big one. Tip number 8 from Jen. We're going to power through these real quick, and then we're going to answer the questions. You got any questions? Post them. Q.
Great for that one. I was just going to say my go-to is cheese. I've been better on cheese, but now it's funny. Tip number 8, avoid cheese. While cheese is technically carnivore, it stalls many people. Focus on whole unprocessed meats and fat, especially in the first month. That is severely true. I think I haven't lost as much as I could have because I do still have cheese. I definitely believe that has stalled me. That has always been my go-to of if I was craving something, I went in the fridge and I ate some cheese. So now I'm just having it. If I have a burger, I put cheese. I'm not eating it as a go-to anymore. It's just a condiment that goes on something.
Brandy Bell said, you want to read that one?
You went away. You two are so inspiring and the cutest couple. Thank you for being someone positive that I can watch and stay on track. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, jeez. That was when I was cute.
Are we the cutest couple?
I was cute then.
Did you like me with my Chicago White Sox shirt on and my hat on backwards?
I bought that for you.
Did you?
Yes.
The shirt?
Yeah.
And the hat?
Probably the hat.
That was at your mom's house.
She still lives there.
We're
Yeah.
14 years old then?
Probably 14 or 15, yeah. Probably 15 because we met in December, so it's probably 15 years old. Yeah.
That was before we got big.
Yeah.
That was before we got our driver's license a year or two after that.
Yep.
And then we started eating a bunch of food.
Yep. That was when I was cute. Can I go back to that?
Yeah. Do you miss those days, Jen?
Well, yes and no. I miss the days because of that, but I don't miss the days of being fat and not being able to go anywhere or do anything. But yeah, I miss those days of being
I remember we used to walk to the grocery store, which was a couple miles away.
Yep.
Which was nice. We were getting outside and walking.
Yep.
But then we would go and buy, it was sour cream and cheddar ruffles with ridges. That was the start of our downfall.
Oh, I don't crave stuff, but you just said that.
I don't crave. I'm honestly getting a little sick thinking about that right now. And just thinking about how processed and picture it. Stay in your head right now.
Poison, poison, poison.
And now picture that being processed in some facility with a
true.
smokestack coming out and all sorts of just pouring chemicals and garbage in it to make you more and more addicted.
Yeah.
It worked. They got us hooked.
Anyways, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Question: how do you start kids on carnivore?
I would point you towards Emma's channel again. I'm going to talk about her a lot. Emma the Carnivore. And Alyssa. We're getting Alyssa. She just did a video with Carrie. Absolutely amazing. She was talking about what her why was and what she's doing. I would definitely, though, Emma, go check her out. Emma the Carnivore on YouTube. But I guess starting your kids on carnivore is just sitting down with them and telling them the benefits. I know it's hard with kids. They really don't want to listen. They don't care. But I think starting them out slowly, like starting maybe doing keto with them, slowing down stuff like the seed oils and the vegetables and all that, kind of transition them. I think it's a transition. It's not just to snap your finger, oh, do this way because mom or dad told you to.
Yeah, it's a tricky question too because it depends on kids. What do we mean by kids? A 10-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old. So that gets kind of tricky. But I guess what I will say too is, what is carnivore? It's feeding your children the most natural food you can feed them, given the options. So it's when you say carnivore, oh, I'm just going to feed my kid meat only. That's crazy. It sounds kind of crazy. But when you say I'm going to feed my kid the most natural food option I can give them, it doesn't sound so crazy anymore. And that's the truth. That's what it is. So, but yeah, I like Jen's advice too. Depending on their age, it can be tricky, but just be honest with them and show them, like, I take my kids aside when we had like a family reunion. I said, I wasn't judging or being mean, but I'm like, look around at all of our family.
Yeah.
80% of them are overweight, multiple with type 2 diabetes, all sorts of health issues, aches and pains and ailments issues. I said, look around, girls. This is where we're heading. And this is what your life is going to be like if we continue eating all the stuff that you see on every one of their plates right there. And this is the science. And this is the reason behind it. You got to be careful not to just be, because I'm a jerk.
Yeah,
I thought about doing this. Like, just listen to me. Just eat. Just eat carnivore. Just trust me.
Mm-hmm.
No, the better way to start your kids is to teach them and educate them and show
Right.
them the truth and
Yes.
make them understand it. So baby steps with the keto diet is helpful as well. And there's a lot of carnivore, depending on their age, carnivore teenagers on YouTube, like Emma. There's lots of other ones on there that could maybe inspire your kids. And how do you start your kids on carnivore? Here's another one. Superhuman Power Foods for Humanity. This is a great book. It's educational. It talks about the reasons why. There's activities. There's all sorts of stuff in here. So link in the description below for that. Hector Smith. When are you coming to Perth to interview Dr. Chafee? Will you have time for me to cook you an Aussie lamb roast? Oh, that sounds incredible,
wow.
Hector. I am heading to Australia, to Adelaide, in a couple days, and Dr. Chafee will be there, and I'll be filming him again. We've already filmed him for the documentary, but we're going to be filming some additional footage of him, as well as Dave Mack and Limitless Lindy. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have time to have an Aussie lamb roast. I'm not going to have time to do anything. We're going to fly in.
Yeah.
I'm going to be exhausted from being on planes for 24 hours. And then we're going to speak at a conference, and then we're going to film. And then we're flying from Adelaide to Melbourne, and then we're going to film some more.
I told you to take a week there.
I'd miss you too much.
Oh, bull.
I got work to do.
I know you do, but you need time yourself too.
What has been your favorite movie you have shown this year? Oh, that is a good question. Not really carnivore related, but we'll take it.
Oh, I know yours.
What was it?
Top Gun.
That wasn't this year.
Yeah, it was.
Top Gun this year?
Was Top Gun this year?
If Top Gun was this year, it would definitely be Top Gun.
I swear.
We're going to go with Top Gun. Even if it wasn't this year, that's the only answer we're given. Top Gun was a great movie, especially on the big screen.
I'm looking it up. Really
Question, what
quick.
steak would you recommend other than ribeye? It's $32 a pound here. Thanks.
Dang it. It was 2022.
Besides ribeye, chuck roast, the chuck roll, that's a big thing that's going around right now. I've got some friends on YouTube that you go to Costco and you can get the chuck roll, and it comes out to just like a couple dollars a pound, and you can cut it up yourself. That would be one that I would recommend, chuck roll. Annette, question, I've been carnivore for 2 years. Has anyone experienced elevated A1C on carnivore? My last A1C was 5.9, highest it's ever been my entire life. PCP wants me to cut sugars and carbs. How? We will check the comments and see if anyone else has any experience with that. I don't have experience with that, nor does Jen, so we'll see in the comments if there's any other people with experience with that one. All right, we got the carnivore tips. Let's see, is there any other good ones in here? We don't have to read all of these.
Say no to snacking.
Oh. Tip number 20, right here. That's you.
Oh, me, huh? Find a community. Yes, very important. Join carnivore groups, forums, or our membership, right, Kerry? Site to connect with others who can provide support, tips, and motivation. So I said ours because I am part of one too. So Carrie and I have one on Facebook. It's called Return to Natural, and it's really been growing really amazing. There's a lot of people on there that are super cool and amazing. So that is one. And then, of course, Healing Humanity. They have the membership on there. Definitely go check it out. It's half price.
Yeah, just having a community or a group is huge. And it's not because we're trying to sell you one. There's a lot of free ones out there.
Yes.
There's just Facebook or YouTube, I should say, is a great sort of community. But you're living in a world where you're the odd one out. You're the crazy one that doesn't eat sugar, and everyone's going to try to convince you to go back to your addiction. And a great way to get around that is join a community.
The community that I was on before was Meat Sisters on Facebook, and I absolutely loved it. It was for women, but it was absolutely amazing on there. So definitely find somebody in your community, find a neighbor, try to convert somebody. It makes it so much easier if you have somebody with you to help you along this journey.
Hey, it's my good friend, Dr. Nelson. HomesteadHow eating 1.5 pounds of raw ahi tuna with salt, butter, and some cream cheese while watching this live stream.
Wow.
That sounds fantastic. I had a little bit of lobster over the weekend, speaking of seafood. I do mostly lion diet, but I had a little bit of lobster, and it was incredible. Wow, so many great comments.
Ouch, that one hurt.
Teresa said, Dr. Barry and his wife Nisha have 2 small kids that are raised ketovore. They have some berries. Those kids are amazing. Next level. I've talked to Dr. Barry about his children before, and I said, what does it mean for you that your children are eating this way? And he got a little emotional. He said, it means everything to me. Just imagine, we shout out the book and we're talking about all this stuff, but the fact that most children, through their most formidable years, where their brain, their bodies, it's all growing, it's so important, the nutrients we put in, and we're giving them sugar and seed oils and all of this garbage and food dyes. It is criminal. So Dr. Barry said they're going to need a separate division for his kids in school. The kids are homeschooled, and they're far and above past all of their peers. It makes sense. Seems like I hype up carnivore too much, but what happens when you give a kid all sorts of food that they shouldn't be eating, and it's inflammatory, and they're bouncing off the walls from sugar, and they're supposed to pay attention, and it's their fault that they're not paying attention, or that they're energetic, or that they don't go to sleep at night? No, it's the drugs you're feeding them. Yeah, Top Gun was over 2 years ago, Jen. Come on here. I think you said that because
I thought really quick of his favorite movie.
we recently rewatched it, but I love that one in the theater. Otherwise, more recently, what was it before Beetlejuice? There was a big one before Beetlejuice that did really well.
We've done so many movies here, I don't remember.
Yeah, I got to go back through the list. Nourishment Redacted. Hey, Ellie, how's it going? I haven't seen a chuck roll at Costco. Does it go by a different name? Nope. It goes by chuck roll, and you will not see it at Costco. You got to go up to the little glass window where those scary guys are with the white suits on. I'm just kind of joking. I never knew. You can knock on that window, and you can ask those guys for anything, and they're very friendly. You can ask them, hey, I need a ribeye roast at 8 pounds. They'll go back there. They'll come back out of that little glass window room, and they'll give it to you. You ask them for the chuck roll. Knock on that little window. Before you do it, though, watch some videos. My friends, Steven and Steph, they got an awesome YouTube channel. They talk about carnivore. They did the chuck roll a couple times, and they show you there's a little bit of butchering to it. You cut it up afterwards, but it's like a couple dollars a pound. It's like ridiculous. It's really inexpensive way to get some good quality meat. Where are the free carnivore support groups at? There's a lot of them on Facebook. You mentioned Meat Sisters was one of them. That one's great. We have our
group,
Return to Natural. It's not necessarily a support group, but it's a community where we're trying to return to natural.
Yeah, so you can join that one. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. And then we've got the one that I mentioned here, healinghumanity.life. There's a link in the description for that one. That one is not free, though, but it's half off for the first 30 days. Booby Goats. Chuck Steak is awesome. Booby Goats, another awesome individual with the best name in the business and a great YouTube channel. God bless you all. You are amazing. God bless you. You are amazing, too. Carnivores are amazing, right, Jen?
Yeah.
That was what we had this weekend, spending time with Jeff's boys and Martha and Dwight and his wife. They're awesome. They're incredible.
That was the best weekend I've had in a long, long time.
Coincidence that they're all carnivore?
I felt like we were family, long lost family. I mean, it was just amazing. They're the best. I cannot wait. I cried when they went home this morning. I really did.
Booby Goat said the movies are so bad you can't remember a good one. There have been a lot of bad ones, but in defense of our movie theater, there have been some really good ones too. Whitebird. That was a great movie. Is that called Whitebird?
Yep.
Whitebird was like 2 weeks ago. That was a really good movie. I just can't. When I think of a year, I can think of a lot of really good ones, but not recently. There haven't been many recently. Gladiator 2 is coming out. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, that's a good one. Directed by Ridley Scott. Denzel Washington's in it. Question: when you zoom out as far as possible, do you think that the trouble really comes from carbs, or perhaps how horribly we've perverted carbs over time via generic engineering pesticides? I think it's a little bit of everything, and I think part of the issue is, of course, that we've perverted carbs, and we're putting wax coatings on apples so they last longer and saying that's natural. I think all of those things play into it, but I do believe carbs are a huge part of the problem because we are addicted to them. Think about it. Do you feel like you're addicted to carbs? I feel like most of humanity is addicted to carbs, and some people have bigger addictions than other people, but I think we're addicted to carbs, and then we try to moderate the carbs, and then we end up yo-yo dieting over and over again. It's the only difference that humans have from every other species on this planet. We try to moderate an addiction to carbohydrates, and we all yo-yo, and our weight goes up and down, and it's such a confusing thing. Oh, it's so hard to lose weight. It's not hard. Once you do carnivore and you're on carnivore and you get over that addiction, it's not hard. Had we been doing this since the beginning, since birth, as we were intended, babies born into ketosis, it wouldn't be hard at all. We would just be eating food and it would be the most natural thing in the world, like it is for every other species of the millions of species on this planet. No other species struggles and yo-yos and goes back and forth and hims and haws and has trouble. Why? Because we have become addicted and we normalize it and we try to moderate that addiction.
Well, what did you say to Dwight the other day about the deer? That analogy. Why don't you say that one quick?
I'm not doing that one again.
No? Okay. Well.
The deer eats its natural diet and the deer is fine. If the deer ate the human diet, the deer would have patches of fur missing and the deer's belly would be rubbing in the dirt and the deer would be all arthritic and could hardly walk and the deer would have brain fog and you would look at the deer and you would say, shoot that animal, it's sick. And that's what humans are doing from the foods we're eating. And that's exactly what the deer would be doing if we fed it cheddar, sour cream, Ruffles and Pringles and garbage and carbs and crap that it shouldn't eat.
Yeah, Bobcat C said Reagan was excellent. Yeah,
Yes.
I did not see that movie. You know, we played it here.
I saw it.
You saw it
Where were you?
on the concession stand.
Oh, we played Reagan here and it was excellent. I really
I
enjoyed
had
it.
to do the concession stand. Yeah.
The greatest Christmas pageant ever. We're trying
We
to get.
want to play that here, but they won't let us because we're a one screen. It really sucks. I don't know why they won't let us, but I wish they would.
Kerry and Jen at Steven and Steph YouTube are the reason why I started Carnivore. Steve's story is the most amazing story. So Aunt B, they had me on their channel and I'm having them on my channel when I get back from Australia. I love those two. Steve and Steph. I thought it was Steve and Steph. It's Steve and Steph. They got a great YouTube channel. And yeah, they've done a couple of videos on butchering up the chuck roll and how to get it cheap at Costco. Papa Carnivore, I am a sugar and carb addict hardcore. I'm with you. Lori, Carnivore Cheer. Moderation has been a total failure for me. That's the subject of my next YouTube video. Everyone check out Carnivore Cheer. Lori's got a great YouTube channel. Ribeye Ranger Jim. Kerry and Jen, so many new friends here tonight. Tell them how outgoing and friendly you were before Carnivore. Would you have done public speaking or sharing?
Boy, he knows us.
Jim, always with the great comments.
Oh,
How outgoing and friendly were you before Carnivore, Jen?
I wouldn't talk to anybody.
I know I attribute everything to Carnivore, but I was saying that to Jen. Like, I'm not hyping this up, but the weekend that we had with Martha, Peter, Dante, Dwight, Val was absolutely a huge blessing. It was incredible. And we're like, how blessed are we to have friends, not even friends, they're family, family like this. And then, of course, I had to say it to Jen. I'm like, none of this would have happened without Carnivore. We never would have met them if not for Carnivore. On one hand, we wouldn't have met them without Carnivore. But on the other hand, I was a hermit before Carnivore. I've been like, we're having people over at the house.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're not. No, we have something coming up that weekend. We can't have people over that weekend. We're busy. Maybe we could do something later. And it never would have happened. You wouldn't be on here talking to 431 people right now.
I wouldn't, and you wouldn't have been in front of the audience talking to people either.
I'd be on the couch.
He had a job like that where he literally had to talk in front of people.
I had to talk to one person, and I wouldn't do it.
And he would take pills to calm himself down.
I would have a call a week from now, and I'd be taking medication for it because my heart would be going like this, and I'd be so anxious. Talking to 430 people right now. I'm going to Australia right now on a plane.
Right now?
Wouldn't have done that. I would not have done that. I would have been too anxious to do it. And I'm going to a conference to stand up and speak in front of a huge group of people. I would have rather died. I'm looking forward to it. Bring it on. I'm a carnivore. Let's go. Sorry, I'm getting too fired up. Thank you, Ribeye Ranger.
Good question, yeah. Good question, Jim.
Ribeye Ranger's got an awesome YouTube channel. Lynn Tucker Carnivore. Love them all. Craig Johnson, question. Do you eat popcorn? I bet it's hard not to grab a handful at the theater. Do you eat popcorn?
No.
No popcorn.
Other comments. No.
No, it was difficult at first
Yeah.
Because I used to test our popcorn every single night, quality control reasons, and because I was fatty McButterpants. But it's not an issue. Is it an issue for you still?
Oh, you know, a little bit, because you remember what something tastes like, and you're working with it day in and day out. So it's a little.
Every now and then, our senses betray us. You smell the popcorn butter or the holidays, the sounds of Christmas, and they'll trigger something in the brain. You get a little craving, but
you know, I'm getting hungry now. Talking about food.
Eat some butter.
I don't have any
eat some
butter
bacon.
at the theater.
Eat some bacon. Eat some butter, and that'll go right past. Kerry and Jen, have you seen the video about how carnivore literally saved a child's life? Dr. Chafee interview. I haven't watched it yet, but several people mentioned it to me, and it's on my watch list, and I will be watching it. That's incredible. I love that. Carnivore coach Lisa Pickard. When the body does not get the proper nutrients, it keeps looking and seeking nutrient-rich meat. So simple, right?
Yeah.
Eat the natural food your body wants, and you will not have cravings. If you're not eating the natural food, you're gonna have cravings. Your body's gonna be like more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Ellie, do that one. Yeah.
Ellie, I feel guilty that I can't make the Adelaide conference considering I live only 2 hours from the city. I wish you all well, and that's a fabulous day, which no doubt it will be. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, if anyone else can make it, I think there's just like a handful of tickets left. It's the Carnivore Collective. I believe I have a link in the description. Otherwise, if you Google Carnivore Collective Adelaide, it'll come right up. See if we have any more.
I just love all
Jen's
you because
Jen's gonna go
because you're all just talking to each other and you're having really great questions and all that, and you say such amazing things. So thank you.
The community is incredible.
You are.
Sherry Morgan's incredible. She's leaving a $5 super chat. Every penny from that goes towards her documentary. We would not be doing this documentary if not for the generous donations from individuals. Every penny from that goes towards it, and I'm so excited. 34 interviews, and we're going to Adelaide. We're going to be filming 3 or 4 more, possibly 5, yet to see. And then shortly after that, England. This is crazy.
Literally,
it's all coming together. It's like boom, 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 boom. And then shortly after that, Arizona, where we will be filming Tammy Peterson, Laura Spath, and Chris Spath. And we're going to be doing a meetup out there too.
Maybe I'll go.
You're going. Sherry Morgan asks, do you think some people are addicted to the behavior of binging, not just carbs? I have friends that have binged on ground beef and bacon like carbs. Could be. There's a lot that goes on with the brain. Like a lot of this is a brain part of this equation is in our brain for sure. So that could be.
I believe it, yes, because one of the reasons I'm bigger, there's no excuses for it, but when I get upset, when I get mad, when I would, get happy, I was a food addict. No matter what, when I was more angry than anything, that's when I ate so much more. So I guess a lot of my life I was very upset. And another thing with carnivore is I've been learning to let things go. So it's like a lot of my past, my childhood and stuff, I'm 40 something years old. Yeah, I let go of it, but it's not easy to do. So a lot of my binge eating was when I was angry about something. So I definitely believe that still is something, even though I'm carnivore, there are some times where I get angry or upset. My go-to would always be eat, but now it's just eating meat or a stick of butter.
One other thing I'll say on addiction is I believe it's an addiction just like alcohol, just like cocaine. I believe it should be treated that way. One of the things that I'm really proud of that we're working on, I'm sorry if I feel like I just keep talking about our membership site. I'm not trying to do that on purpose, but we've been putting so much work into it. The whole team has been putting an incredible amount of work in it, but Adam, Lynn, the whole team, Constance, we launched a Breaking Addictions group. It's called Breaking Addiction Anonymous, BAA, and it follows the protocol of the 12-step program. Like, it's been very successful for Alcoholics Anonymous. We're doing the same thing for food addiction because I believe it's the same thing. I really believe that. And we've been doing 3 calls on the membership site, and I love it. It is incredible. Like, people are like, what do you need to do it? You reach your goal weight. No, I am still addicted. I'll be addicted just like an alcoholic will be addicted. There's always that temptation. There's always people that do this and then they can fall back. So it's a 12-step program, and you're going to be joining me on those calls. You're excited about it, right? You're addicted. I'm addicted. Yes. We have like a fellowship call. We go through and we actually talk. Like, so on the last call I just did, it came around to me and it's my turn to speak. My name's Kerry. I'm addicted to carbs. I've been doing a carnivore lifestyle, and we have different themes. So one of the themes that we just recently did was what sort of small wins have we had despite the fact that we're addicted to carbs? And each person goes around and they talk about those things. And again, something I would have like, no, I want nothing to do with it.
Right.
Absolutely love it. It is something that we all need to work on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, the whole purpose of this whole video was Carnivore Diet 101. I think that's one of the biggest pieces of advice I would give people. Really, really think about it. Have you yo-yo dieted your entire life? Have you tried some things, had some success, fallen back and forth? And is the reason for all of that because you are addicted and you haven't admitted it, and your failure in the past has been you trying to moderate that addiction?
One thing also is maybe you're scared. Maybe you're scared to try it. You know, like my brother, I think of my brother, he's like, no, I need my orange juice, or I can't just, you're going to die if you just have, you know, meat. You're going to get high cholesterol, or you're going to get a heart attack or something. You know, I think a lot of people are also scared of trying this because they've heard so much from their doctors. You know, or the food pyramid, you know, so that's also another reason.
Yeah. Wow, we got a lot of questions here. Okay, we're gonna hit up okay, Jen's gonna go to the next. Oh my goodness, what is this?
Oh my.
What is going on here?
Seriously.
We have $100 super chat. Big
Wow.
one. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Again, every penny from that goes towards the documentary. I get a little emotional. I got goosebumps just thinking about that right now, because I think of Bill Matt. I think of Jeff. I think of Mimi. I think of the 34 individuals that we filmed. It wouldn't have happened without these donations like this.
Thank you.
This,
yes.
Everything we've got coming up now, I'm not going to talk about this too long, but we have the funds to finish the documentary, which is incredible because of all of these donations and super chats and everything. It's amazing, right? However, the most expensive part is yet to come. Packaging the documentary, marketing the documentary, film festivals, closed captioning, editing, all of that is the most expensive part of it. And that's a big hurdle to overcome. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very, very much.
Well, what does it say now? I should probably read it. Hey, Jen and Kerry, thank you for everything you do. 211 days carnivore. 94 pounds down from my heaviest.
Wow.
I started with 90 days and haven't looked back. Kevin Wilson, SBC, led me to this lifestyle, and I'm grateful. Kevin Wilson is awesome. He's been on the channel. He's got an incredible story. Thank you so much for the super chat. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back.
That's
everybody watching this right now, by the way, including Bigwig, everyone that's watching this right now, look in the mirror and be proud of yourself, even if you're just starting and it's day one. I said this on our membership call the other day. Did you have shame when you were fat and overweight?
I still do.
I had shame.
I still do.
That shame should go away the second you decide to do something about it. There's so many people out there that are never going to do anything about it. The second you decide to do it, all that shame should go away. You are better than 99% of people out there that are still going down that wrong path. But on the flip side of shame, you should be proud of yourself. That is incredible. 9 10-pound bowling balls, 211 days.
Almost 100 pounds.
Almost 100
that
pounds.
is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Way to go.
For the super chat. And shout out Kevin Wilson. Kevin Wilson, SBC. Check him out on YouTube. He's been on my channel too. He's incredible. Wow. All right. For anyone that's just jumping on right now, I'm going to do this super quick. Carnivore 101 basics, getting started with carnivore. Here's our tips. I'm going to do it super fast. Tip number 1, do your research before you start carnivore. You are scared to start carnivore, rightfully so. What do you do about that fear? Fear is just lack of knowledge. You do research. You type in Dr. Barry, carnivore, cancer, carnivore, heart disease, carnivore, fiber, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Hampton. Your question has been asked and answered, but do the research before you start. Tip 2.
Huh? Oh, I was.
Define your why. Have a why that makes you cry, as Nutrition with Judy says, and write it down. Jen's big tip is to have a journal.
Yep.
Everything in the journal. Write down your why. Write down your weight. Write down your measurements.
What you ate, and then you know what you ate. What you maybe liked, what you didn't like.
Tip number 3, commit to a timeline. 60 days is great, but everyone can wrap their brain around 30 days. For 30 days, you're going to write that down too. And you're going to put a little X through the day every single day, and you're going to be strict for 30 days. Tip number 4, transition slowly. This was Jen's tip. Don't just jump right into carnivore. You did that, you failed. Do ketogenic diet, 20 carbs or less, and ease into it. If you're going from the standard American diet, gut bacteria's got to change. You go too quick, you may set yourself up for failure. Tip number 5, prioritize fat. It should be called fativore. Tip number 6, plan ahead. Write out your meals. Do some meal planning. Tip number 7, cravings. You get cravings, you're probably not eating enough fat. I get cravings, I eat bacon, my cravings go away. Tip number 8 was from Jen. What was it, Jen, right here?
Avoid cheese.
Avoid cheese.
Yeah.
Stop with the cheese. And I don't know if we're on 9 or 10 right now, but the last tip I'll say is community. Get yourself some community. I was saying this to you on the car ride to the movie theater today. I was able to do this by watching YouTube videos. Later, I joined Dr. Barry's group, and it really helped me. You joined Bella's Steak and Butter Gang. Then you joined Meat Sisters. Those all helped you as well. Shout out all of those people. They're incredible. The community helped, but this has changed my life forever. I'm down over 100 pounds. I'm off all of this medication. So if you have to join a group for 30 days and it costs you like $15 or $30, like $1 a day, and it could change your life forever. I'm just saying, like, having a community is so important because Christmas is coming, holidays are coming, and you're the weird one. You're the weird one out. So Lynn Tucker Carnivore said, now that the popcorn attacked Jen, maybe the memory isn't so great anymore. It's attacking you.
It did. It's really bad.
Jen, real quick on this one. We're not going to spend too much time. Have you checked for a ghost in your theater?
Yes.
Did you find one?
Yes.
Is it a good ghost or a bad ghost?
It's good. I swear there's something here. Yes.
Carnivore Coach Lisa Pickard. Carrie, yes, I will see you in Arizona. Jen is coming to the ranch.
I'm coming. She already said that she's got horses that the girls and I can ride and take care of. And
that'd be awesome.
Yes.
You got to do it.
And she's got daughters. And
plan it. Let's go. We got to get someone to watch.
Yep. I'm coming.
Kerry and Jen, what do I do about getting full really fast? What do I do about getting full really fast? I am a new carnivore, lost 6 pounds in 2 weeks, but I worry that I cannot eat very much each day, only a half a pound of beef some days. If you're getting full too fast, are you still hungry? That's the first question. You shouldn't be forcing anything on carnivore. People always ask me, tell me exactly what you're eating, precisely the amount so I can weigh it out and match what Carrie's doing. What I eat now is drastic. I eat more now than when I first started. When I first started carnivore, when I was 100 pounds heavier than I am right now, I could get away with skipping a meal entirely for 24 hours. I could get away with eating one meal a day for weeks on end because my body was burning my fat for fuel. So the question is, do you need to be eating more? And if you do need to eat more and you're getting full too fast in one meal, spread the meals out. Then eat more later in the day. Eat more frequently, but spread it out a little bit so you don't get you don't get full
when
too
you're
fast.
hungry. You don't have to eat. Your body will tell you when it needs fuel.
Don't force it. As Dr. Barry says, eat until you're comfortably full, and that's it. And once you're doing this for a while and you get over those sugar addictions, you'll have to remind yourself sometimes to eat. Papa Carnivore said, I'm trying very hard to give myself a heart attack, just like my 40-year carnivore idol, Rick Charger Mopar. He's a carnivore legend. Shout out Charger Mopar, Rick. Another great YouTube channel. Check out Charger Mopar, Rick. 40-year carnivore. Carnivore Cheer Lori. I took the Carnivore Diet 101 course on the HH Life site. Highly recommended. Oh, thank you, Lori. Lori's awesome.
She's amazing. Such a sweetheart. I got to meet her too.
Question. Carnivores in Neosho. I am often clenching my teeth, awake and asleep. Can I look forward to carnivore helping with this?
I personally have to say no because I do that all the time where I'm just sitting here and I know, but maybe people in the comments
I say yes.
But
I say
really?
yes. Yeah, Jen and I disagree.
Don't. Yeah,
this is it.
Yeah.
I
it's
clenched
over.
my teeth.
We're done now. We didn't even make it to 30 years.
We're not
That's
gonna
it.
make
No,
30
we're
years.
fighting. No, that's it. No.
I was clenching my teeth all the time. My default demeanor, you can see these little things. I would grind my teeth at night. All of that stopped on carnivore. And I think it was anxiety for me that was doing it. Everyone's different. I'm not saying carnivore is going to cure everything for everybody, but I would be interested if people could leave some comments in the chat. Did you stop clenching your teeth?
I never clenched my teeth before. Now all of a sudden I am. I just find myself.
It's the coffee.
It could be. I'm just sitting there.
It's usually anxiety.
I've never done that before.
I think I was clenching my teeth. That was how I would manifest my anxiety. And I would grind my teeth at night and I would clench my teeth. And that all went away on carnivore. My default face was like biting down. And on carnivore, it's just chill and relax. So I think it'll help you if you can get over that anxiety. We got a super chat. Thank you so much from Mark Johnson. $10 super chat. After my quadruple bypass, my shoulders ached and I couldn't lift them higher than shoulder height. Now, after 127 days on carnivore, the pain is gone after suffering for 2 years.
I'm happy, but I'm so sorry you had to go 2 years with suffering. But thank the Lord for you finding carnivore and doing it.
That's incredible.
Pass that along as much as you can, that people can understand that carnivore will take away your pain.
The aches and pains. Oh my goodness. Every family reunion, Jen and I, we were whispering to each other like, okay, oh, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. And it's so much of that is inflammation, arthritis, inflammation. If it ends in itis, it's inflammation.
Well, it was my feet. I had like plantar fasciitis, which is what I thought I had. And then the doctor said, it's nothing you can do about it. It's nothing you can do about it. My legs look like, as Kerry says, tree stumps. Well, they don't look like that anymore. So I'm very happy. So it's inflammation that has definitely gone down.
Have you guys watched Dr. Barry's live yesterday about Element and maltodextrin? I couldn't watch the whole thing. Was disappointed with how it seemed Dr. Barry was letting Element off the hook. I haven't seen that one yet. Dr. Barry has yet to disappoint me, but I'll probably give it a watch. My whole thing on that Element thing is, I don't know. I get that people are upset about it. On the flip side, I think it's blown out of proportion to some degree. I believe the raw stuff is still okay. I probably shouldn't talk about it too much because I don't know that much about it, but I know the flavored stuff had stuff in it that wasn't supposed to be in there. I don't really do much with the electrolytes myself. So when I started carnivore, and honestly, I did a little bit of Element, just raw, and Keto Chow was my go-to, which is interesting because I thought that was what Dr. Barry was talking about Keto Chow before. Hey, it's Lash. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
That was a cute comment.
Which one did I miss one?
Said, love this community.
Lash said, is anyone near Southern California having a carnivore Thanksgiving that I can attend? I don't want to be alone again this year. Oh, man. You're welcome over here. I told Lash, we got an Airbnb here. We got to figure out how to get you up here. Although we got to be careful. Are we doing Thanksgiving here?
We're doing it by my father-in-law's.
We're going to the father-in-law's house. You can come to the father-in-law's house.
He would welcome you. You come on down, buddy.
There's got to be someone in California closer to Lash too. Just pulled a brisket out. I'm jealous. I could go for some brisket. Kerry and Jen, thanks for all you do. Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for saying that.
Lori said, I'm grateful for these communities, including HH Life, Dr. Barry's community, Dr. Kilt's Mighty Tribe, another great community. I love it.
It really jumps a lot.
Carnivore Coach Lisa. What does that one say, Jen?
Must have a strategy when going to war. You keep moving us, so I was having a hard time reading it.
Must have a strategy when going to war.
Yes, exactly. So we're just reading the comments. There's a lot that we're...
Here's a question. Do men seem to lose weight faster? Me and my husband have been doing carnivore together, and it seems like the scale moves quicker for him. I would say yes. I don't know. I wonder what Coach Lisa says or some others.
Yeah.
I would say yes, but I'm kind of a jerk about this sometimes because a lot of people will tell me, it happened so easy for you, Kerry. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Easy. I did 60 days of strict lion. And sometimes when I talk to people, they'll say, I'm doing carnivore just like you, but they're having cheese and they're having Diet Coke and they have a couple berries here or there. I didn't do those things. But I feel like, yes, genetics, hormones, age, they got to definitely be playing into it. She carried triplets. That affected, Coach Lisa's talked about this. What did that do to your liver? What did that do to your body in general?
Yeah.
What did that do to your hormones? All of these things come into play. So I would say yes, but I would be, this is my caution.
Okay.
Don't use that as a crutch, though, to have bad behavior and then blame it on, well, I'm just a woman. So, the cheese thing you have admitted has stalled you.
Yep.
That's not because you're a woman.
No.
You would be losing faster if you weren't eating cheese, but you're choosing to eat cheese, which is fine. Baby steps, whatever's working for you. But you got to be careful not to then use that as a crutch and say, well, it doesn't work for me because I'm just a woman.
Yep.
No, it's the cheese is a big part of it. Do it apples to apples. No cheese, and then see kind of what happens. But long story short, yes, I think it is. I think for me, if I'm being honest, I am so thankful, grateful, and blessed that not only the weight loss, because I don't really care about the weight loss, all of the other things that healed. I had a lot of healing fairly quickly on carnivore. A couple of things took a long time. The arthritis in the foot, that took a really long time before that
Mhm.
went away. But the depression, anxiety, inflammation, that went away quick. And maybe that was because I'm a man. Testosterone went up. All those things happened pretty quickly. Alexa said, I stopped clenching my teeth as well, maybe 2 months in or less. That was awesome because I've done that forever. I used to wear a mouth guard.
Okay.
Papa Carnivore said, yes, men tend to lose weight faster than women on carnivore. Yeah.
See, for no reason, I was just clenching my teeth. I've
Stop
never
doing
done it. I just started doing it.
Carnivore cheer. I'm happy for everyone who's able to stop using a CPAP machine after embracing carnivore. Amen to that. Gosh, I hated that CPAP machine so much.
Did I.
Despised it. Now, we found that my CPAP machine that I used for years was one of those that was recalled because there's little foam in it.
Yep.
Microscopic foams that get in the airway and then they get in people's lungs and they cause
Ay, ay.
infections and all sorts of stuff. I just hated strapping that mask to my face and I couldn't move around. And
Well, it was terrible because I'd have to listen to it, and then I would wake me up if I didn't hear you breathing because there was multiple times where you stopped breathing throughout the night.
Hector's all about the ghosts in the theater. Have you ever done ghost hunting in the theater, Jen?
Technically no, but I have a friend that does that, and she keeps asking me, "Can I do it? Can I do it?" And no.
Papa Carnivore and Lash have a little conversation going, and Papa Carnivore said, how is your psoriasis going? Lash was on my channel, and it was incredible. Like his testimony, Lash is so inspiring and so passionate about this. Papa Carnivore said, how is your psoriasis? And Lash said, 100% gone. Papa Carnivore said, no way, really, 100% gone. Lash said, yes.
My brother's such an idiot. He just won't even try it, and he has such bad.
If you guys see it, you guys can check out the video if you haven't checked out Lash and what he's doing. It's incredible. And you've done a couple other interviews since then. Huge shout out to Lash. Go check out those interviews and everything he's doing. Lash, if you had any social media, I'm trying to remember if you were doing YouTube when we met. Put it in the chat if you want. I'd love to shout it out. Lash is awesome. That is so cool. Lash suffered for decades. Horrible suffering. It makes me so sad realizing the suffering that Lash had to go through, but then also realizing, Lash, think about this. How many millions of people are suffering right now with precisely the same thing that you were suffering with, and they are precisely hopeless like you were because the standard of care gave them no options about the root cause of the issue being nutrition. And they're going on to suffer right now at this very minute, and they're clueless about it. Lash, you should email Kerry and do a follow-up video with him about this. Open invite, Lash. Open invite. We could do a full video or live stream. I'd love to do another video with Lash. Really, really inspiring. Maybe when I'm back from Australia, shoot me an email anytime. Here's a great question from Carrie Duffy. What is a special carnivore-friendly food item you'll make to celebrate Thanksgiving with festivities? How much time do you got?
First thing I have to say is I love that puppy. Oh my gosh, that is such a cute little puppy on there.
Special carnivore friendly food. So last year we did prime rib roast. It's very expensive. It's a treat, but it's Thanksgiving. I'm going to do that again this Thanksgiving, and it's going to be a treat. And the girls, we're going to do a couple of things that really wouldn't be a treat for anyone else, but chicken wings in the air fryer. Alyssa absolutely loves those. Probably going to do a power bowl for breakfast. Beef jerky is another one. We just did a big batch of beef jerky. I'm bringing some with me on my.
I was going to even say like the pot roast.
Yeah, slow cooked meat.
Yeah, beef roast.
So we're going to do like 4 or 5 things. Some of our family favorites. The prime rib roast is going to be the big one. And we hype it up before and we look forward to it. That really helps with Thanksgiving. You just go in blind and the day before you're like, oh, I'll bring some steaks with or something. You may have some issues because a lot of carnivores fall off of carnivore over Thanksgiving and Christmas. Man, last year, I was mad at some of my good carnivore YouTubers I watched that fell off. I'm like, what are you doing? Let's go. You got to be prepared.
Coach Lisa, you got some? You were talking about that.
Melissa, my husband watched some of your videos with me today. Yay, we eat keto, but I do all the research. So I was shocked that he turned off the TV, to turn the TV off to listen.
You got him.
That's so cool.
You got him.
Baby steps. Keto's great. Carnivore heals.
Aw,
Jen looks absolutely amazing. Cheese or no cheese?
I love you. Thank you.
Lash, my first album cover shoot comes out this Friday. I shot Ice Cube's new album cover. I saw that on your Instagram. I hope I commented because I'm like, that is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Lash is a photographer. That is really cool. Papa Carnivore, I can't have cheese because I do not have a sober behavior around cheese. Same thing, my friend, Papa Carnivore. I did that on the ketogenic diet. I would binge. I would binge on the cheese. I'd go in with good intentions, just gonna have, oh, I can have this many. This is my carbohydrate for the day, and I'd always end up eating too much.
Right.
It's addictive.
Yeah.
That one. Jen, what else? What are you excited about for coming up here?
You leaving. No, I'm just kidding. That was too easy.
While you think about that, I'm going to read Katie's comment. Thank you guys for all your videos. I especially love Jen's videos.
Aw.
All right, next comment. No, I'm just joking. I've been eating carnivore for most of this year, and my 2 decades of suicidal depression is gone. Thank you guys for all you do. That's going to get me crying again, so we got to move on to the next one. That is absolutely incredible. 20 years. Katie, I can feel you. That's what all this junk was from.
Yes.
Suicidal depression for about 15 years for me. Most of my adult life. It just got worse and worse.
I'm so happy for you. That's so amazing.
That's incredible.
See, we need more people, more videos like that to talk about that, because there's somebody in my family that's very suicidal, and he won't do the carnivore diet. His wife won't let him do the carnivore diet, believe it or not. His wife won't let him do it because she says red meat and bacon is going to kill you. So she would rather have him be suicidal than try something. I'm not going to talk anymore because it's going to make me upset. I'm very happy for you. That is so amazing that it is gone. Very proud of you.
Katie, lifelong now. Remember, don't go back. That is your why that should make you cry.
Yes.
That's my why. This is, I go back to eating that food. I go back to that depression.
Yeah.
And it'll happen just like that.
We went out to eat once and he had a little bit of oil on his steak. I could 100% tell the difference in him. He was such a not nice person.
That's incredible.
Just from a little bit of oil.
And you said most of the year, approaching 2 years, got a little while to go, but it just gets better and better. It's like, for me, I would have been happy if the depression went to a normal baseline. It has reversed. You will be thankful, grateful, blessed. You will be the opposite of suicidal depression if you keep going. Your joy and your love and your gratitude, it will take you to a level that you can't even realize right now.
I'm thinking it's almost 6 o'clock. I need to go upstairs. It's going to be ending soon. So
all right, I'm going to read a couple more of these before. Say it. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I wanted to thank everybody for coming today. 436 plus people. I love you all. Thank you so much for all your beautiful comments. I will hopefully talk to you guys soon. Kerry's going to be gone for a week. Maybe I will try to do some sort of shorts or something while he's gone.
Live stream.
It's just hard trying to keep everything going when the man is gone. So thank you, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed week. Love you all. Have a good time.
I'm going to stay on. Now everyone's going to drop off because Jen's leaving. I'm going to stay on and read a couple more. There's some good comments here. Bill Knott, do you realize you are a carnivore movie star? We just love you and Daisy.
Yes, you are.
Bill, do you realize that? I try to tell Bill that. Now, can you guys imagine? I'm going to this conference, the Carnivore Collective Conference. Could you imagine if Bill Knott walked into one of these conferences? It's like Elvis has entered the building. Bill, you think I'm joking? I'm not. You don't realize your influence that you have on people. It would be absolutely crazy. We got to get Bill at Hack Your Health. Hack Your Health in November. Bill, it's 1 year from today. It's in Florida. You can bring Daisy with. A little bit of beach action. And then could you imagine Bill Knott at one of these conferences? It would be crazy. You'd need security guards. We'll have to have Emma, Alyssa, and Katie standing around Bill like, move out of the way. He's got to get to the next event. Kerry said, thank you, Jen. The pup is our English cream golden retriever. She is now 5 and still so cute. Kerry Duffy, Jen just walked away. Jen and I, our first dog was was a golden retriever, not an English cream one. That sounds even cooler. But it was just a regular golden retriever. Dog's name was Colby, Colby, and absolutely, I love golden retriever. We love all animals. We love all dogs, but there's a special place in my heart and Jen's heart for golden retrievers for sure. Let's see here. Golf addict, retired first responder that suffers with severe PTSD. Will Carnivore Diet help out there as well? And if so, how long does it usually take? I appreciate you guys and your channel. Thank you dearly. Golf addict, I'm going to give you 100% honesty right here. I believe with every fiber in my body that it would help you. If any one of my closest family members that I love with all my heart had PTSD, this is precisely exactly what I would tell them to do. But like we were giving you tips earlier, do your own research. You have to do your own research so you're comfortable with it. Chris Palmer wrote the book Brain Energy. Dr. Georgia Ede wrote the book Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind. Lots of people, depression, anxiety, PTSD, are overcoming this. I had my buddy Arn on who had PTSD. He's a veteran, and he is seeing so many people, veterans with PTSD, overcoming it with a proper human diet. It'll blow your mind. It is so powerful that besides this documentary that we're talking about, Healing Humanity, we're going to be doing a series, and we're dedicating an entire series to mental health issues, in particular PTSD, with servicemen and women and veterans because of Arn's influence and the incredible healing that he has seen for others. Absolutely, I believe it will help you. How long will it take? It really depends. It's so hard to answer. Like, what are you eating right now? Where are you going? Everybody's sort of different. A lot of people, I'll tell you this, it's kind of encouraging. A lot of people have a whoa moment around 3 weeks into carnivore. This isn't to say your PTSD will be gone at 3 weeks. This isn't to say depression, anxiety will be gone at 3 weeks. But a lot of people have a noticeable change in their mood around 3 weeks where it's powerful enough, like, this is kind of crazy. I've never felt this way before. I'm going to continue. So 3 weeks is a really fun number to shoot for. 30 days, like we were saying earlier, like I recommend 60 days, but everyone can wrap their brain around 30 days. Give this 30 days. Do it strict. Do it strict. Don't kind of do carnivore. Do it strict. Do it 100%. Do it for at least 30 days. And after the 30 days is up, hit me up, HomesteadHow@gmail.com, and I will have you on my channel because we're going to celebrate the amazing successes that you are seeing within 30 days. You're not going to be fully healed, but you're going to have amazing successes within 30 days. And you're going to say, this changed my life forever. I want to do this more. I'm going to continue on. It's what everybody says. We tell everyone, we're a little deceiving that way. We tell everyone, do it for 30 days. Have your Twinkies and your birthday cake and your cupcakes on day 31. Because we know there's no way you're going to do that on day 31 if you actually do it properly for 30 days. You're going to feel so incredible. You're going to want nothing but additional ribeyes, beef, butter, bacon, eggs going forward from there. All right, let's see. We got a couple more comments here. James lost 55 pounds in 88 days. That is, congratulations. That's incredible. Kerry said, thank you for the Thanksgiving ideas. I'm hosting my large family of standard American diet junkies and hoping to mix up the traditions. There you go. Have a couple really special carnivore meals for you. It'll go a long way. Another tip, bacon. Last Thanksgiving, my sister brought a big glass, like casserole dish full of bacon. It was fantastic. You see some of the junk on the table. If you get any little inkling for that, you grab a piece of bacon. Those cravings go away very quickly. Cranky Carnivore Cutler, my anxiety resolved enough that I no longer consider myself as having PTSD after 6 months. Lash said, I was suicidal for almost my whole life, all gone now. So much so that I bought 3 guns in the last month. And so happy to have found this group. I joined your Healing Humanity group. Need this. We all need a why. Oh, that is awesome, Ann. Look forward to talking to you more in the Healing Humanity group. Michelle said, I'm still having issues fully getting this going. It's backing me up on meat. Unsure what to do. Now, here's one thing I would say, Michelle. When you say backing you up, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm constipated on carnivore. They're really not. You have to do some more research on this topic. I encourage you to do more research. Carnivore constipation. I believe that's what you're talking about when you're saying it's backing me up on meat. You go way less on carnivore. Less waste in, less waste out. When I was eating standard American diet, you could go once or twice a day. When I eat carnivore, sometimes I might go once or twice a week. That's not, and there's no pain, there's no discomfort. Constipation means there's pain and discomfort. Going less means, oh my goodness, how much of my life have I wasted on the toilet, unnecessarily processing roughage and waste that my body didn't want, and I got no nutrients out, and so I'm crapping it all out the toilet. Sorry if that's going too far for people, but that's the truth. Incredible amount of waste. Watch Lee Copus, Kent Carnivore. He's got a colostomy bag, and he eats roughage and vegetables, and it fills the bag up with a bunch of junk, and it all ends up in the toilet. He eats meat. There's nothing in there because it's all nutrients. Less waste. His bag isn't filling up. The toilet's not filling up. It's not that he's constipated. It's not that there's some issue with his digestive system. He's going less often because there's less waste in. So make sure you understand that. Maybe you do. I don't know if you do or not, but Dr. Barry's got some good videos on those topics as well. Hey, it's Scooby the dog. Hello, hello. Just saying hello, driving now as I understand the pain of not being able to help loved ones who are suffering. I'll be listening. Katie said, I'll never give it up. I have 3 kids, and Jen's video talking about how angry she was that she didn't know about carnivore earlier. It's all for them. Yeah, we can't do anything about the past, but going forward, 3 kids is a very, very, very good why. Imagine, that's all I think about. My girls, where would I be right now if I hadn't found carnivore with my girls? Where would I be when they're going to get married? Would I even be around anymore? Where would I be when it's time to walk them down the aisle? Where would I be when it's time for grandkids? At the rate I was going, I wouldn't even be around for any of that. Papa Carnivore said, I suffered with bipolar depression, anxiety, ADHD for decades, and it's gone. And off all meds with carnivore. I talk about this in my video interview with Kerry that he posted last week. Yeah, if you guys didn't check that video out, shout out Papa Carnivore. Amazing. He's got an incredibly inspiring story. His journey on carnivore has been nothing short of remarkable. That video we did not too long ago. Pill not. 1 year from now in Florida, I'm in. Let's do it. Bill, I am serious. Let's go. It's in Florida. It's in Tampa in November next year. Hack your health. Bill, besides the conference, which is awesome, by the way, the conference is absolutely awesome. All the good doctors are going to be there. We want to do like a camp carnivore. We did it at the last one. We had a big like log cabin, and Dr. Baker was there as the carnivore counselor. Dr. Chafee was there. Dr. Kiltz was there. Dr. Ovadio was there. All of these carnivores, we shared carnivore meals together. Oh my goodness. The only thing missing that would have made that even more memorable was Bill Knott. That would be incredible. And Daisy. Daisy's got to, you got to get Daisy a little carrying case. Daisy's coming with. All right, I'm getting caught up on these comments. Brian Jackson said, yes, Bill, you're one of the most influential people doing carnivore. 100%. Who here didn't watch Bill's last video? If you did, if you missed it, you need to drop off of here right now and go watch. Bill's last video was awesome. He's on the treadmill. Golf Addict, awesome. Thank you so much at HomesteadHow. I'll give it a strict shot for 90 days. Do it. Just make sure you do your research first and you get started properly. Get started. Join one of these groups. And I'm not saying it to sell you on our group. Join a different group. Just join some group, have some sort of community, because it's not just eating meat. There's some nuance to it. You got to do it right. James, first time seeing you live. It's amazing to talk to people who suffered from the same stuff as me and fixed themselves. Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much. There are so many people out there like you and I, James. There's so many people out there. Got to get the stories out. Brian Jackson, 3 weeks, I was feeling superhuman and had lots of cures, some pretty quick. So many people use that. I feel like a superhero. I feel superhuman just a couple of weeks in carnivore. Nancy, Kerry, when are you going to interview your carnivore sister? Well, I have 2 carnivore sisters, interestingly enough. Maybe my one carnivore sister's on here right now. She's on YouTube a lot. Holly has an open invite anytime. I should reach out to her. My other carnivore sister, we've already interviewed. I interviewed her when she started carnivore, and I interviewed her 1 year later. She was on the same timeline as Bill. So when we went to film Bill, we stopped at her house and we interviewed her again. So it's not on YouTube though, but we filmed for the documentary. $2 super sticker from Ann. Thank you so much. Carnivore coach Lisa said, don't forget everyone. Jen and Lisa are planning a women's carnivore live coming soon. I can't wait for that. I'm so thankful for you, Coach Lisa, too. Jen has been doing nothing but talking about how incredible and amazing and helpful you've been for her over just the last couple of days. Yeah, so I'm going to be traveling to Australia. I'm going to be off for a little while. We got to get Jen doing some more live streams too. Maybe when I'm gone, she'll do one. She did one by herself before, and everyone loved it. Sweet Serenity, I missed Bill's last video. We'll have to go and watch it. It was a good one. I wouldn't lead you guys astray. Go watch it. It was a really good one. What do we do if or when there's no meat? I don't know if this is a bigger question because some people will say that to me. What happens if the government or whatever, or they take all the meat away from us? We support our local farmers. I don't know if that's your question, but that's how I'm going to answer it. We support our local farmers. We got to raise the voices of our farmers. Hopefully our government at some point will stop subsidizing corn and maybe subsidize or support local farmers that are doing it independently. That would be incredible. And maybe not so far out of the question with what's going on. I would absolutely love to see that. In terms of if you just don't have meat around because it's expensive, eggs, ground beef is cheap. Prepare. Get out there, get ahead of it. But eggs are great nutritious way to get your protein if you don't have any like beef per se around you. Other than that, in terms of what do we do if what if the government takes everything to us? We can only control our own actions and our own behavior. So support local. Raise up the voices of your local independent farmers. Purchase from them. If you got to drive an hour or two and stock up, do that. The other thing I'll say is I don't worry about things I can't control. That I can control that part of it. I can't control of these what ifs the government takes away my meat 10 years from now. So I don't worry about those things. I only worry about what I can control, and that is my decisions and what I do right now. Sherry says, thank you so much, Sherry. $5 super chat. Love my Healing Humanity sweatshirt. Are you planning on making more items for the holidays? Thank you. We are so far behind, but I want to so much. I'm going to chat with Adam and the team some more to see what we can do. We do have quite a few sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts that are on there. You got to dig around a little bit. There's a link in the description below if anyone wants to get a Healing Humanity sweatshirt. I know I sound like a broken record, but the shirts, every penny from those goes to support the documentary. We don't take a penny of that for anything other than going towards the documentary. So, Cranky Carnivore Cutler, smash that like button. Thank you so much for the support. James, Kerry, you were the first person I watched on this carnivore diet. It was 88 days ago, and I was dying in my chair at home. This has saved my life. Wow. You're going to get me tearing up here, my friend. Wow. 88 days ago. It's comments like that. It's literally the greatest feeling in the world. That comment, James, you could not, I'm not exaggerating, you could not write me a check for $1 million. Could I have James comment right here that 88 days ago I was dying in my chair and this has saved my life? Or could you have $1 million? Rip it up the $1 million. I don't want it. That is absolutely incredible. All glory to God. I'm glad that I had a small part in it in some way, that it encouraged you to do it, but all credit to you as well, James, beyond God, because you did it. There's so many people that'll hear this and they'll be too scared. They're chickens. They're not going to do this. You were brave and you put in the hard work and you did this. So like I said earlier, I hope, James, that you look in the mirror and you're proud of yourself. Like, look in the mirror and say, look what I did. 88 days ago, you were almost dead in your chair and you saved your life. You put in the hard work and you did it. That's incredible, James. Hey, no pressure. Don't want to put you on the spot, but if you want to share your story on my channel, open invite, shoot me an email, homesteadhow@gmail.com. And if you're not comfortable, no worries, but it sounds like you've got a very inspiring story from this comment right here. That's what I'm all about, is sharing inspiring stories. So shoot me an email, homesteadhow@gmail.com, and I'd love to have you on the channel to share the story. But even if you don't, keep me posted. That is incredible. 88 days is great. It gets better and better and better. Don't falter, James. Do not falter. Don't get screwed up over the holidays. You be strict now. This is your medicine. This meat is your medicine, and it saved your life. It got you out of your dying in your chair. Do not revert. Stick to it. The more I'm on day 600 right now. I haven't cheated one time, and I feel better now than I did on day 590, and I felt better on day 590 than I did on day 500 than I did on day 400. You're going to just start feeling better and better. So congratulations, James. Thank you for the nice comment. Starvin Raven said, cooking got so much easier for sure. My wife got me a t-shirt from Kerry since I can't stop preaching about it. Oh, thank you for the support. I agree. Cooking is so much easier. Man, no more side dishes and spices and recipes and got to run to the store to grab this or that or the other thing. No more sauces. A million times easier. Ribeye Ranger, so proud of you for taking action, James. God bless you, carnivore brother. Lynn Tucker Carnivore Kerry was our first video too. Congratulations. I want to just shout out Lynn Tucker Carnivore one more time. All of these carnivores are awesome, but Lynn is absolutely incredible. Her husband, Jim, Ribeye Ranger, is incredible. They're both incredible. I'm not going to get all emotional, but we just spent the entire weekend with Jeff's boys, Peter, Dante, his wife, Martha, and Lynn is such an incredible person that at one point, Jeff reached out to me and he said, you know that Lynn Tucker Carnivore? Can you give me her contact information? She is awesome. She brightens up my day, and I want to talk to her one-on-one. Lynn, I told Martha, I reminded Martha about you, and she knew who you were from Jeff, and it put a big, huge smile on her face. So love you, Lynn Tucker Carnivore and Ribeye Ranger. You two are absolutely incredible. This community is so good, and it's people like Lynn and Jim and everyone in these comments. It's like, my goodness, absolutely amazing. Brian Jackson said, I'm hoping with RFK working on people health and food awareness, beef farms will become more important. That is my biggest hope as well, Brian. That would be absolutely incredible. I don't care what your politics are. Who couldn't agree with making our children healthier again? Stop poisoning our children. And that's the biggest thing we can do right now. Corn is subsidized. A lot of people don't realize this. So much of this highly processed junk food that all of our children are addicted to comes from corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. You look at all of this junk food, all this highly processed stuff that's really hurting us the most. It's from corn, and our government is propping all that up and supporting all of that and incentivizing all of that. And then meanwhile, my beef farmer, 6th generation neighbor is working his butt off and working a full-time job and working night and day for pennies as a beef farmer, doing it right with regenerative farming. He should be getting the subsidies. He should be getting lifted up. He should be incentivized. We should be lifting him up and giving him everything. So we have to do it as individuals right now, but hopefully with what RFK is working on, that will happen. Could you imagine if they started subsidizing regenerative, proper farming like these good independent farmers are? We need it. It is so important, because when we throw him, my 6th generation farmer, to the curb, and he's in debt up to his ears trying to do this out of the passion and love because he's a 6th generation farmer. When he's done, Do you really think the next generation is going to say, ooh, me, let me do this? No, we have to support them. We have to incentivize them. And we have to make it happen. Before the government does it, though, as individuals, we can all do our part. Get a couple coolers, throw them in your truck, do some research, find an independent farmer that's doing regenerative farming. If I have to drive 3 hours away, I'll drive 3 hours away. I'll fill my coolers up for a couple months. I'll shake the hand of my local farmer. I'll know where the meat's coming from. And that's the best we can do given the circumstances. Do not cheat. Stay on the mission. HomesteadHow will send you an email. You put me onto this. I will never fall off the wagon. I love my meals. I actually don't have any cravings at all. Let's do it, James. Oh, man, that gets me excited. And your message gets me excited. I will never fall off the wagon. I love my meals. Good for you. This is so important to you. Why? That's what people say to me. James, I'm going to talk to James one-on-one here. Some people will say, oh, I got to cheat. I can't do it like you. I can't be so strict like you. And I'm not judging them. I'm not saying anything. But the reason, James, that this is not an issue for you and that you will never fall off the wagon and that you love your meals is because these meals are your medicine. These meals saved your life. These meals saved my life. This nutrition saved my life. I'm not going to mess around with my life after I was begging God for anything. I'm going to go eat a Twinkie now. I'm going to feel miserable. I'm going to ruin my gut bacteria and gut biome. I'm going to become depressed and anxious again and fall off the wagon and have to go through all that yo-yo again. No, thank you. It's not even a question in my mind. It sounds like it's similar for you, James, so that's pretty awesome. Kerry, do you drink coffee? No, it probably sounds like I do because I've got so much energy. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink tea. Don't drink any of that. I'm not judging you. There's a lot of carnivores, my wife included. She was just sitting here. She drinks coffee. If you can get off it, I would recommend it. If you're just starting carnivore and you're trying to get over to standard American diet, a lot of people do carnivore and they still have coffee and they're just fine. But there's something to be said about getting rid of all of those addictions. I have no addictions anymore other than getting the word out about carnivore. A lot of people are just fine though with coffee. So. Do you think RFK Jr. will advocate for low-carb diet and intermittent fasting? I don't know. I really don't know. I hope so. I hope that anybody advocating for anything would advocate for returning to what is natural for humans, and that's what I am advocating for. Lynn Tucker Carnivore said, thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Lynn. You are awesome. You look yourself in the mirror and be proud of yourself, not just for being carnivore, but for being awesome. The world needs more Lynn Tucker carnivores and Ribeye Ranger Jims and Bill Knotts and Dwight Garlows. Oh my goodness, Dwight and his wife Val, incredible. Martha, oh, I knew Jeff so well. I knew Martha a little bit. Now I know Martha and the boys and Dwight and his wife so much better. They are next level, absolutely the best people in the world I've ever met. Michelle, $1.49 super sticker. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate that. Corn and soybeans are big business to the detriment of just about everyone. People can vote to get Dr. Chafee and RFK's discussion team. I voted already. I'd recommend you guys vote too. Google that if you want. You can nominate Dr. Chafee. Living said, like government into any of your business, they begin to regulate and put rules on you. Rather do without the government intervention, even if it costs more money. Homeschooling since the 80s and know this well. I am with you on that. I think the government's mostly worthless for most things. I'm sorry if that offends some people, but I'm just speaking the truth. However, the only thing that I'm excited about is it's spreading awareness. And interestingly, someone brought this up the other day. Maybe it was Ribeye Ranger Jim. It is interesting that the government can influence things the wrong way. So maybe they can the right. If you take the food pyramid, for example, how screwed up did we get from the food pyramid, which was from the government? Total disaster mess. But people listened to it and they did stuff. Plus, they were also addicted, so that's kind of a hard example. But I'm excited for the awareness that it's spreading, but ultimately it's up to you, the individual. We can't put it in the hands of the government and expect humanity to become healed. We each have to just simply heal ourselves, return to what is natural for ourselves. Carnivore Farmer, great job, Kerry. Keep up all the hard work. You're changing lives. Oh, thank you so much. I'm getting to the bottom of the comments, but they keep going. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all of the support. Susan said, I voted for Dr. Chafee and Dr. Berry to be on the Make America Healthy Again team with RFK Jr. That's really cool. Hey, it's Becky, Jesus, and Carnivore. Hello, hello. Awesome. Jesus and Carnivore, we always miss you right at the end of the live stream. So thank you guys all so much. I hope this was helpful for you. If you jumped on later, I'm going to do a last final quick recap. The title and the theme of today's video was Carnivore 101 Basics for Getting Started with Jen and Kerry. Number 1, do your research before you start carnivore. Number 2, define your powerful why. Number 3, commit to a timeline. 60 days is great. If you can only do 30, commit to something, write it all down. Keep a journal. Number 4, transition slowly. Number 5, prioritize fat. It's all about fat. It should be called fativore. Number 6, plan ahead. Plan your first couple of meals. Number 7, cravings. Have enough fat or bacon. If you get any cravings, eat some bacon. Avoid cheese. Cheese stalls so many people. And number 2, the last tip was find community. Join a community, even if it's just a free community, if it's a Facebook community. Check out Lynn's book, which is incredible, written by Lynn and Amy. Superhuman Foods for Humanity. Great to get our next generation of kids, educate them. There's a link in the description below. Proceeds go to support the documentary. And I'm going to end this thing with one last quick little shout out to our membership site. I got to do this because Adam, Lynn, the whole team has been incredible putting together this membership site. We're doing like 5 calls a week now, Zoom calls, courses, classes. For those people that just jumped on, I want to just shout this out real quick. So here we go. Boom.
Interruption. Did you know we have an incredible membership site for you called healinghumanity.life? We have a special offer going on right now. Learn more at the link in the description. We have courses. We have expert Q&As with the good doctors. We even have a Healing Humanity Heroes Zoom call once a week, highlighting real heroes that will inspire you on a path to healing. The community is wonderful. We're going to be implementing a buddy system so you can be held accountable, recipes, all sorts of great stuff to help you on a path to healing. Learn more at the link in the description below.
So there you go. I just want to get that out there. I thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm going to convince Jen. Tomorrow is our 1 day a week. We do just couple date day. I'm going to convince her to do a live stream while I'm gone. And I'm going to be doing some behind the scenes stuff as well. So more to come next week. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Beep.